Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight for another edition of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. It has been a few days since our final race of the regular season that took place at the Daytona International Speedway on Friday night. It was an epic finish, to say the least, to just what was an outstanding regular season in the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. David Reagan in the final race of the regular season by a little less than a half a car length, a photo finish over us for the race win, got the last lap pass for the win in the overtime thriller. So with that win, David Reagan is now in the playoffs. You guys want to know the other 15 drivers that are in the playoffs? We'll read them off just like this. The drivers who qualified themselves in on points for this year's NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode playoffs for the Cup Series is Clint Boyer. He got the final spot on points. Alex Bowman was in there as well. Ryan Newman, and the highest points getter of drivers without a win, Ryan Blaney. So only 4 drivers in the playoffs without a win. And remember, Chad Fincham missed the playoffs because he did not get inside the top 30 in points. So his win at Talladega earlier in the season did not count for a playoff spot. He missed by just 6 points. Going into the drivers with 1 win so far this season, we already mentioned David Reagan in the regular season finale, getting that win to get into the playoffs. He was actually 27th in points in the regular season, so that did qualify him for the playoffs. Jimmy Johnson got a win way back at Texas earlier this season. Even further back in the year, Eric Jones won at Phoenix. And those are the only 3 drivers, rather, with just 1 win on the year. Again, Fincham had a win but did not qualify. Drivers with 2 wins on a season, we have a lot more of these guys. Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, who won the regular season championship, also has 2 wins. Ourselves, Keith Schneider, who also clinched the Rookie of the Year, the only rookie to make the playoffs. Martin Truex Jr., who was 2nd in the regular season point standings, 9 stage wins on the year, more stage wins than anybody else. And Kyle Busch also has 2 wins on the season. Eric Almirola, also has 2 wins, so Almirola on the list as well. Only 2 drivers had 3 wins on the season. That was Brad Keselowski and Kevin Harvick. And Joey Logano has 4 wins on the season, the most of any driver so far this season. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. Oni, R6R6, DJI on YouTube, Patrick Shadley, Kyle Larson fans. Welcome to the stream. I am here. Let's do an Almirola. Yeah, well, we have 2 wins this season, so we'll see. The Fords have started to take over after Toyota's dominated the first half of the season. Now Toyota still finished 1, 2, 3 in the regular season standings with the Joe Gibbs Racing teams. But as far as wins go, Ford now has more wins than Toyota so far this season. Southern 500 throwback scheme about to begin. Why am I driving the Ford car? I changed the number to match the car that we were running with this throwback scheme. This is a throwback to Sterling Marlin in the 1994-1995 season. His famous Kodak schemes, the schemes that he actually won the Daytona 500 with back-to-back seasons. I figured we won the Daytona 500 this year, we were going to do it. And I would have kept the number 99 on there, but honestly, it didn't even look the same with the 99 number. It even looked very similar font, I will say, compared to what that car actually had. But for the most part, I know it's kind of plain, it's yellow, but it's old-fashioned. I hate how you see the leather. That's more of my problem. Jack and Thomas, welcome on into the chat as well. Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney will be starting at the rear. We mentioned Blaney is one of the drivers in the playoffs. Started qualified 25th between 7,500. He has 2 Crown Jewel wins in the season. Let's see if we can get another. I'm excited. The playoffs are about to begin. This is the moment we've been waiting for since winning the Daytona 500. Green flag is in the air. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway. The playoffs will begin. All about survival at a track that is known as being a survival type of racetrack, and that would be the Darlington race.
Careful, still there.
A lot of other throwback schemes in the field for this race. For some reason, with this throwback team, I thought it was the All-Star race. It's just the All-Star thing on there. Look at, excuse me, Johnson on the outside, making a 3-wide move off of turn number 4. Schneider just kind of let him go. Quickly, James is trying to let him know as well. Good push. Started on the pole. He's already led the first lap of the race. Schneider's going to look to the outside and better get up as well. Tries to back up turn 3 now. Crosses him over now to the inside off the exit of the corner.
Still there.
As well. Try to keep this car as clean as possible. Best car we've unloaded at racetrack this entire career mode. 90 on the engine, 90 on the aero, and 85 on the suspension. Yes, these races are 100%. We've only had 4 of them.
Inside. All right, clear up.
It does say clear.
Careful, still there.
The other races that I did. So hard to pass him. Darwin gets cleared down a tough time trying to run when he goes he's faster than him. Just gets to the inside on the exit of turn 2. Side jumps him down that straight now. We'll see if he can outbreak it in the turn 3.
All right,
He's up. Finally makes the pass. We will switch obviously. Wallman. 115 laps in this opening stage. Obviously, we're going to have to see some big stops. It feels confident with his race car. Remember, they have a momentum boost as well. 3 straight top 6 finishes, 6th at Hawkins Glen, then 3rd at Dover, and 2nd at Daytona. They're not going to doorstep with this 3rd career. It hasn't quite got yet. The playoff drivers will be in black on the upper left-hand corner of the screen. It's although the points weren't accurate at the end of the regular season, at least the drivers that lead the playoffs are. So I'll still be doing points myself, at least for these next 3 races to the round of 16. The drivers in black will actually be there. Massive run in the middle of 1 and 2. Tries to cut underneath him at the last second. Side by side in turns 3 and 4. Martin Truex Jr. now out in front of the field.
Stay low.
Haley going to pull a block on the 99.
Car outside. He got room to clear that.
Can he make the pass though on Justin Haley? Really deep in the center of the corner. Really blocking Schneider's corner right now. What a pretty good qualifying effort. Schneider shoots the gap to the inside. Slide job up the racetrack. Haley in to check up as the 99 clear with a nice clean pass. And that is probably the best way to get around cars here. Darlington. Look, Schneider just did right there. Dive bombs underneath Austin Dillon in turns 3 and 4, barely cleared him as well. That was maybe even more of an aggressive pass than it was on Justin Haley the lap prior. Dillon was slow, Schneider trying to block. Gonna need all the points he can get. 4 speed wins, 2 race wins on the year, but a 16th place finish in the regular season standings at the end of the season, so no playoff points. He's in the top 10. No additional playoff points, I should say, outside of the standings. As he's in the top 10, boy, check up big time in the middle of 3 and 4. He had a massive run on Michael McDowell. He never did the run on that will make him move to the inside of the 1 and 2. Already 10 laps to finish.
All right, you're clear that.
Spots since the beginning of the race. It's not the hard for him. He lost his job in contact, maybe. And the wall or with another driver. I'm not saying this is a great track to have here. In fact, it's slowly moving forward. Good sign for things to come. on the first 10 laps of the run. The car is already loosening up at least a considerable amount. Even the tires are only, at least on the right side, is about 20% in. And there might be the open room to run as well, not as packed as others, but they will be better run. Very sensitive to 6 cars to beat, especially with this package. Again, although in real life this season it's a 750 package, remember NASCAR Heat 5 is a 2020 video game, so this took place last season, so this is actually a 550 horsepower race, high downforce in this one as well. So the passing is probably going to be even more difficult today than we usually see at Darlington.
Stand the bottom here.
Trying to do what he can. It's a nice looking pass on Adam Coleman, side tracks the car down, rolling heavily, little contact in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Drives it off them, clears them on
You got room, you're clear.
Luckily both cars stepping out of the wall. That's all they're doing.
Got one peeking outside.
Back out of the corner early.
Clear high, clear high.
Underneath Kent Boyer. Coleman on the inside of Alvarola for position as well. Pulls low. He's inside of Boyer in the 3. Make the clean pass. Dives to the inside of Logano as well. A 2-for-1 specially for Boyer. Logano off in the 4. Johnson started a little bit behind Schneider, who rocketed ahead of him in a couple of opening laps. Is now being ran down quickly by the 99. Tim Irvin, Cars One Boy, welcome to the stream. Will do. I forgot I had to forgot to turn the sound down. Whenever I unplug the game capture device, it gets loud for some reason again. Sorry for that. It should be better now. Thanks for letting me know, though. I appreciate it. I meant to do it before the stream. I think I didn't wreck after pausing it in the middle of the corner, too. Remember, win and you advance to the next round automatically. That would be huge for the 99 team, especially with 2 short tracks back-to-back at Richmond and Bristol. Only got 1 short track chassis in the garage right now if you're this channel racing crew. So a win at Darlington would be huge. You know, he didn't perform well at Richmond earlier this season, one of his worst racetracks as well. He needs a good showing. Oni, welcome back. Schneider underneath Kenseth off turn 2. Kenseth gets the drive off the exit of the corner on the high side and clears him down the back straightaway. Schneider drives it deep into turns 3 and 4, sends it into the corner, pulls up, clears Kenseth. Kenseth almost put his car into the wall. He got really tight after Schneider slid up in front of him. Into the top dozen, less than 20 laps into the race. Already 11 spots gained from the start for this channel racing crew. Again, driving the number 4 car for the throwback scheme we have. It's a Sterling Marlin throwback from his Kodak paint schemes, primarily from the 1994-1995 season. The only reason I changed the number is because the number 99 didn't look too well with this paint scheme compared to the actual number 4, which was driven by Sterling Marlin when he actually had this car. I don't know how Quinn Houff is in 11th place right now, but what a run for Starcom Racing here early on. Schneider got to the inside but couldn't get around him in turns 3 and 4. Now I'll try in 1 and 2 as he drives to the inside of Houff. Exit of the corner, can't clear him yet, they're still side by side.
Careful, still there. Got
Schneider deep into 3 and 4. They'll get around Halp. He's on the inside of Elliott for position now as well. Not going to hold up. They'll have to fall in line behind Elliott down the front straightaway now. Lap car going to be in the way of Joey Gay. Schneider's trying to pick Chase Elliott behind him, and he does perfectly. Schneider inside the top 10. Barely squeezing by. Elliott was able to block Quinn Halp on corner entry to at least get under the 51 a little bit later into the corner behind Schneider.
Still there? Careful, still there.
Tight exit to turn 2 with Bobby Carter in the way. This is going to be an exciting final 10 races of the season, I will say. Had a wild season to this point. 13 different winners, 12 of which made the playoffs. Schneider at least has the pressure off as far as the Rookie of the Year goes. Again, he has coached the Rookie of the Year. And Chad Fincham not getting inside the top 30 points, and Christopher Bell, who would have made the playoffs if it wasn't for David Reagan winning the regular season finale at Daytona. Reagan got in. Bell was the first driver out of the playoffs on points. Schneider watched this top 10 too. It would help keep the momentum bonus up going into Richmond as well. Not only the fastest car they've unloaded at the track with a 90 on the engine, 90 on the aero, and an 85 on the suspension, but when we put into place that momentum boost, the only time they've had it this season, because it's the first time they've had 3 consecutive top 10s. That's huge. They only had 7 top 10s in the regular season total, but 3 in a row coming into this race today.
Car high, careful there. Top 3, use it if you need it.
He's making some nice, good, clean passes. He's being aggressive when he needs to be when trying to make the passes, but not overly aggressive. He's not making contact with anybody or the wall. He's really finessing the corners beautifully here at Darlington.
All clear.
Still can't believe how you beat MTJ at 3600. I know, we only led the final couple hundred feet. That was all we led the entire race. You never give up. Anything could happen. Schneider got a great run off turn 2. They'll get to the inside of Keselowski before they even get into turn 3. Nice easy pass. Brad lets him go, and Schneider is moving up. Again, look at all the playoff drivers right around the back half of the top 10. And the lack of playoff points Schneider has coming into the playoffs with 2 wins and 4 stage wins. That might seem like a decent amount, but he actually comes in first driver inside the cutoff line. He's 12th in points because he did not finish in the top 10. Everybody that finished in the top 10 in points had just as many wins as he did, if not more stage wins, plus the playoff points they would have gotten for the regular season points finish. So all those guys are ahead of Schneider. The only ones he's ahead of are guys like Bowman, Boyer, who are outside the top 10 and didn't have. Jimmy Johnson as well, and Eric Jones are the only 4 drivers below the cutoff line. The only 4 drivers below Schneider. They all finished behind him in the regular season. Or sorry, the 2 drivers with the wins, Jones and Johnson, finished behind him in the regular season standings and only had 1 win versus Schneider's 2. And then these other drivers also in there, Bowman and Boyer, were not in the top 10 in points. And their only playoff points are for their stage wins this season, 3 apiece. Made the custom garbage. Yeah, I couldn't find anything to really like match what I had, because again, you can't change like the actual like the plot of how the paint scheme is, like the lines that we had. You can still see the lines on there. It's just kind of stupid, but like those were the lines I had to work with, so there wasn't many paint schemes I could go off of. I had to kind of go with the plain base. little loose off turn 2 that time. Maybe drove it a little too hard. He did pass Ryan Newman on corner entry to get to 8th place, less than a second behind Eric Jones for 7th. 500-mile race. Schneider's been better in the longer races this season. 600 and 500 miles were the 2 wins he had. This is a 500-miler. I'll play into his wheelhouse. So far, so good. Jones almost got caught behind the lap car. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Schneider trying to close. He seemed to catch Stenhouse in a much worse spot than Jones. Jones got a better drive off turn 4. He drives it really deep into 1 and 2. Jones kind of tries to diamond the corner off, but Schneider gets underneath him off the exit of the corner. And they're side by side down the back, and he's going to clear him before they even get into turn 3, which is bonus for the 90, well, I guess the 4. I'm going to say the 99 allotted. I guess for the 4 car now. We'll say channel racing more often than 99, I guess, for this race only. The former 99. Now turn 4, and we'll turn back to 99 in the next race at Richmond. Lap cars, Corey LaJoy, Tyler Reddick, right there on the line of Schneider. I want to know how many laps we're going to go before we get our first Darlington stripe of the race. This car is handling beautifully, honestly. It was maybe a little skosh too tight the first 5 to 10 laps, but it loosened up pretty quickly. I kept the same setup as what I had in qualifying. I knew it was a little tight in qualifying, but I figured better tight than loose, at least for the start of the race. I figured if I needed to loosen it up going forward, I would have, but not really having to. 3 wide to get around a couple more lap cars of Austin Dillon, Joey Gase. Gase already a couple laps down. Austin Dillon only 1 lap down.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear there.
Still quite a ways off the race leaders. The race winning car. He's 14 seconds off the lead as we're 35 laps complete. 80 to go still in stage 1. Race starting in the dusk. It will end in the nighttime.
Careful, still there.
I'll tell you what, if he can keep this car clean like he has from the start of this race, that's going to be even better for this crew. We don't have to worry about running this chassis the next few races until Las Vegas. We don't know if they're even going to make it to the round of 12 anyway, so if it comes down to it at the end of the race, you beat the bank for a couple extra points, a couple extra positions if needed. Stages, maybe not as much, knowing we'll still have more of the race to go. It'd be a little too risky. I believe this top 10 is entirely playoff drivers too. Oh! Shatter into the back of Kurt Busch getting into turn 3. Kurt still fighting a loose race car off the exit of the corner. That might tighten this 99 up a little bit. Didn't really cut much of a break there, so I didn't even want to go to the outside in the middle of the corner.
Careful, still there.
And that tightened this 99 car up in a hurry as he was fighting the wheel to keep it off the wall, off the exit of turn 2. Kurt Busch stuck on the outside of Chad Fincham. He's got Michael McDowell his way off the exit of turn 4 as well. Schneider didn't catch Fincham in a very good spot either. gone right in front of the one of Kurt Busch. Schneider's just going to have to follow Busch by the 62 of Gone off the exit of turn 2. No, I do not buy Nutri-Chow's food. Well, I don't buy the dog food. I don't own the dog's food. Yeah, they just they get the food from Chewy.com. I don't know exactly what brand it is, but I don't think it's Nutri-Chow. Schneider with a really deep dive into 1 and 2. A little contact with Timmy Hill. Surprised he didn't even clear Hill going into the corner. How deep of a dive he took. He's trying to just stay inside of Kurt Busch. Couldn't even do that. Kurt going to try to protect the bottom. At least for corner entry. Schneider going to try to run the outside here. I don't like doing that at Darlington. At least he did for corner entry. Really tried to diamond the corner off. He couldn't get the car to stick. It's a little too tight with that slight bit of damage. It's not much, but it's enough to affect the race car. Now he's inside Kurt Busch again off the exit of 4. He's really trying to side draft him and really trying to pinch Kurt Busch behind Bubba Wallace. It looks like he's just going to have to follow Kurt to the outside for now. Instead, Schneider on the outside of the corner. Now he gets hung up behind Wallace. Slides in front of him barely off the exit of the corner. And look at how much time he lost to Kurt Busch in turns 1 and 2. He has done a great job to not earn that first Darlington stripe in the first run of the race. Definitely got to be fully focused now. Don't make any mistakes. It's going to be hard to do that here at Darlington. Schneider got a perfect run off turn 2. Now he's inside Kurt Busch down the straightaway. Lap car coming up with Clint Boyer. So Busch had to check up to drop in line behind Schneider. That'll easily give Schneider 6th off of turn 4. He's less than 2 seconds behind Denny Hamlin to get inside the top 5 already. Gano got off to a good start. He's in 21st. He's got the most wins so far this season. Again, the only driver with 4 wins. Schneider goes to the outside on Logano, getting into the corner contact. Logano got really sideways. Down the track he goes, right in front of the 99. Caution is going to wave. More damage to the front of the 9. Well, I guess the 4 car, sorry. I'm saying 99 out of force of habit. But Schneider and Logano both collected our first caution of the race. Nearly 50 laps in. Oh, 55 laps in. 45, excuse me. 45 laps into the race, we get our first caution. Free pass to Chris Buescher in 12th. A lot of drivers a lap down already. Truex has dominated the early going of this race, but a little bit of an issue there between Logano and Schneider. Schneider tried the outside into the corner. They made just a tiny bit of contact. Both cars washed up the track. Logano lost complete control, and he spun back down right in front of Schneider. Nowhere to go.
To the green, driver.
The 4 team.
Are you ready here?
2 seconds of damage. Luckily, it is not more than 5 seconds. They were able to repair it. But with having to repair that damage, look at the time they lost on pit road, about 5 positions. He was in 6th. Trying to nail this restart now. 3 wide underneath Newman and Jones. Contact between Newman and Keselowski. Brad somehow stayed in the gas. Might have kept it off the wall even with the contact with Newman. 2 by 2 further up towards the front of the field. Schneider was able to get back by Newman to get inside the top 10 again.
Got one up top.
Newman up high.
Careful.
Be a risky pass if he can make it happen. Still side by side on 2, and he gets the pole off the high side.
Yeah,
really pushing up the track. Bell underneath him, Kenseth underneath him.
Take it inside.
Let's Jimmy Johnson going into turn 1. Trevor Grimes, welcome to the stream. Pause it for a quick moment. Get that comment up there for you, Oni. Danny, welcome to the stream. I thought he could squeeze in line, initially at least. Went out to chase Elliott right there. Still a slight bit of contact with Bell.
Stay on the bottom here.
Dropping line behind him. These guys are going to be very, very close on fuel to the end of stage 1 with the timing of that first caution. Everybody hit pit road, lap down, lead lap, it didn't matter. And Chris Buescher, 12th place, got the free pass. When Half almost shoves into Elliott, and Elliott just about in the wall off turn 2. DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream also.
Excellent lap there. Good job. Got one peeking inside. All right, you're clear.
They got a really good drive off the exit of turn 2 that time. Easily able to keep Priest behind it. Priest gets a much better run off turn 4 though, and he might get right back to the back bumper of Schneider. Looks low, Schneider with a block. He's saying, hey, if you're going to pass me, you're going to have to do it on the high side. I don't know if he would have caught him though. He would have had a better chance if he had an extra 8 laps, but him and Almirola were very similar on lap times those final 20 laps of the race anyway. He closed in when Austin Dillon got in front of him. That was about it. Trouble on the front straightaway will bring out our second caution of the race. Denny Hamlin heavily involved. Major damage on Eric Jones in the 20 as well. Schneider's going to pit. He'll top off on fuel. He'll take 4 fresh tires as well. No adjustments to this 99 car right now. Christopher Bell in 13th will get the free pass.
All right, be smart out there. Going green. Almost ready now. Green
flag back in the air. Brad Keselowski just spun the tires on the restart. So did Eric Jones in the 20. Oh, Keselowski almost got into the 4 going into turn 1. Schneider went down below the apron to make sure he wasn't going to hit him because it looked like he was going to try to squeeze up the middle 3 wide for a second. Schneider still holds on the inside of Eric Jones down the back straightaway into turn 3. Heavily damaged 20 car for Eric Jones under that last caution. He got into his teammate Denny Hamlin. Hamlin pitted, Jones did not. Only 4 lead lap cars hit pit road during that caution. Harvick going to clear Buescher off the exit of turn 2 for position. Schneider inside Buescher for 7th. Only about 15 lap freshened tires. That will make a difference here at Darlington. What a major slide job for Schneider getting into 3. Drives away from Buescher in the center of the corner as well. He barely cleared it. I really wanted to, Tim, and I planned on it. I actually planned on doing NASCAR 5 earlier in the day, but I didn't give myself a chance to do it. That with having a 500-mile cup race tonight, I figured I didn't want to do a little bit of overkill for myself with having the fantasy podcast too. I will make up for Friday night at some point and get a double header race sometime in the near future. Not having any NASCAR races for any of the top 3 series the next couple of weeks, it would be a good time to be able to do it. So I will be able to get it in eventually. It continues to push forward. On the inside of Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch on the outside gets the run off the exit of the corner, and now we get another caution further back in the pack, our third of the race. 145 laps of green to start. Now we've had 3 cautions in the last 20 laps. Eric Jones will finally repair that damage. Chris Buescher will as well. Matt Kenseth will get the free pass at 14th. So already 3 early yellows here today in the 7500. Schneider's going to top off on fuel again and pit again, along with Buescher and Jones giving up track position. He would have restarted in 6th place. He'll be on the inside lane, though. A little bit further back. Green flag back in the air. Christopher Bell will spin his tires on the restart. Leaving nowhere to go for the 17 of Chris Buescher. Schneider gets 1 spot quickly on the restart. He must have been involved in the last accident.
Looking inside now.
Truex holds on to the lead. Schneider 3 wide. Hamlin gets loose in the middle of the corner as he got that sandwich. How did they not make contact? That was a heck of a dive bomb move by Schneider. Very gutsy, with it only being stage 1. Really up on the 24 car of Byron. Never touched him. Just aggressively trying to side draft him. We get closer to the end of stage 1. Drives it deep into turns 3 and 4. Can't quite clear yet. Byron going to try to hang on that right rear quarter panel now. They're still side by side. Finally clears him getting into 1 and 2. He's trying to get around the 1 of Kurt Busch. Just gets inside. So hard to hold the exit of a corner when you're side by side at Darlington. This track is really not even 2 grooves. Well, I mean, it's more than 1 racing groove, but it's hard to run side by side because really only 2.5 lanes of traffic to work with. Busch almost ended up in the wall in 1 and 2. That was the dive bomb move to set up for perfection now to get him in turn 3 if you're driver the 4. Easily gets around Kurt Busch. Eric Jones follows him fast. Jones actually couldn't clear Busch off the exit of turn 4 like Schneider could. Schneider would block on Jones down the front straightaway. Truex still holding on to that clean air at the front of the field right now. Jones almost got back underneath Schneider. That was close. Buescher to the inside of Keselowski off the exit of turn 2. They're aggressively side drafting each other. Schneider's going to go 3 wide into turn 3. Really slides the tires. Had to lock him up to keep from spinning. Great save by the 4. An unbelievable save. 3 wide at Darlington. He never made contact with anybody.
Got 1 down low now.
Had to lock the brakes up quite a bit. Byron's going to get back underneath him now in turns 1 and 2. Is he going to hold it side by side? Just keeps it off the wall. Trying to side draft Byron now, and he's going to let him go on entry into turn 3 and try to cross him over. Gets loose again and makes another incredible save. And Kurt Busch checked up quite a bit and barely kept it off of him. He's carrying maybe a little bit too much speed going into turn 3 at such an awkward angle on the inside both times.
You're clear.
Oh, I don't even have a gaming chair. It's just an office computer chair. Yeah, that's all it is. It's nothing special. It's comfortable. Truex is one of the few drivers on the lead lap who still has not pitted since the first caution of the race. So he's got about 20 lap older tires compared to the 3 that pitted in their last stop, and 15 lap older tires compared to the drivers that pitted before that. In the second caution. 40 laps to go in stage 1, or sorry, yeah, 40, excuse me, I had it right. 40 laps to go in stage 1 this time by. Schneider to the inside of the 11 of Denny Hamlin.
Still there?
Trying to side draft him a little bit, maybe waited a little bit too long to do it. Drives it really deep into 1 and 2, he just put Hamlin in the wall.
Still there. All right, you're clear.
I don't think Hamlin appreciated that. Schneider's tried that dive bomb move a lot today, and it's worked out pretty much every time. That one he cleared too early on Hamlin, and now he's got some damage right around the right front of the race car. Oh yeah, I'll probably get one eventually. This year's comfy right now, though. And it's no, lazy boy recliner or anything, but it's comfortable.
Careful. Still there.
I see you down in the chat, Doctor.
Careful. Still there. All right, you're clear.
Get her blaming me. I could probably do that. Should probably get a NASCAR oriented one. You end up getting one. It's going to be a while though, before I haven't even really thought about getting one. Chair's still relatively new too. I just got it a couple years ago, 2 years ago, Christmas. Not well, a year and a half really. It hasn't even been 2 full years yet. You ever just stand up and game down? I used to when I was younger. I can't do it anymore. Like I feel like, especially with like a racing game, like with NASCAR, I feel like I'd mess my corners up
Stay at the bottom.
if I was standing up. Like a little block.
Still there?
Oh, he almost slid up into Schneider. Schneider wanted to get to the outside, and now he's in the wall. A little Darlington stripe in turns 3 and 4. That's the first one he's gotten all night at that end of the racetrack. Didn't cut him any slack. A lot better drive off turn 2. Schneider's going to go to the inside of Ryan Newman now for 8th.
All right, you're clear there.
When to upgrade the pit crew? Well, we did upgrade them a few races ago. I don't plan on... Like, we've upgraded them enough to, if we don't repair damage, we won't lose spots on pit road. We may gain a spot or two. I'm not really worried about upgrading the pit crew anymore this season. We're late enough in the year now. I really got to focus heavily on the departments. Right now, we're looking at trying to get a 90 on the on the suspension, so we can have a 90 overall race car all the way around. Look at that heavy lap traffic that the leaders are dealing with right now. And really, the top 8 all have a great shot still to win stage 1. And look at how crammed together. Byron tries to get to the inside of Busch. 3 wide in the corner now as Schneider's all the way down low.
Car on the outside now.
Little contact with Eric Jones because of a checkup. 3 wide into the corner again in turns 1 and 2. Harvick on the outside, Blaney on the inside, Schneider down low.
Car high now.
Lap car now up high. Contact with Blaney and Schneider on turn 2. Blaney saves it. Harvick might have gotten a piece of the damage. He's got a hole on the nose of his race car. Might have gotten into the right rear of the 12 when he got sideways.
Still there.
And Schneider's up to second all of a sudden. About 3.5 seconds back of the race leader, Martin Truex Jr.
Careful. Still there. You're all clear
He
up
just
top.
gained about 6 stage points in a matter of 3 corners. Is massive if he could just finish here, or maybe even run down Truex to the end of stage 1.
Clear all around.
Still got 30 more laps to do it. Still a ton of lap traffic. I don't know how Truex got around him as quick as he did. He's got a really good race car here tonight.
Stay low.
3 wide off turn 2. Barely made it.
You got room. You're clear.
Oh, man. Schneider was going to go up and
All right. You're
try to
clear.
get to the inside lane, and Chastain wanted that spot at the same time, and they ran into each other. Chris Busch is up for 3rd. How far ahead Truex pull away from Schneider? That was one of the best corners Schneider's had all day long. Let's see if he can run Truex down to get the stage win. He's going to be pushing hard for it. Going to really had a better start to the playoffs. A little loose off the exit of turn 2. Look how low Schneider is down the front straightaway to make sure Timmy Hill couldn't side draft him. He got loose off the exit of the corner and just stayed in the gas and drove out of it. That's why he was so low. And now we get another caution. Caution is out again. Repass to Ryan Preece in 15th, and we have a ton of drivers that are getting ready to hit pit road here. And Schneider's going to pit again, as will Truex, the race leader, and a lot of the lead lap cars will be coming in this time. Black Ace, Inside Uranus, welcome to the stream. Good evening, people, indeed. Hope you guys are enjoying the opening stage of the playoffs of the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode for the Cup Series in our Rookie Cup Series season. A wild start already, 4 cautions. Truex wins the race off of pit road.
All right, now.
Schneider didn't lose or gain any spots there.
Almost ready.
We'll be on the outside for the first time on a restart today, though. Let's see how this is going to work. Green flag back in the air at Darlington.
Still there inside.
I think he wants to be on the outside on a restart.
Hold your line. Got one inside.
We couldn't get underneath. Byron was there.
Got one peeking
A little bit
inside.
of contact with the 24 car as well. They're still up high.
Still
Oh,
there
contact
inside.
with Kurt Busch. Man, Schneider just got ran into hard from behind. And Blaney turns the 18 around. He clips the 42.
Still there inside.
And Kenseth saves it off turn 4. Busch lost about a half a dozen positions as well.
Outside, outside.
What was that? And Chris Buescher gets to the lead of all people. Not sure how he did that, but
Careful. Still there.
3 wide into turn 3. Keselowski got loose right behind Harvick, who got loose. Schneider passes both of them in turns 3 and 4 to get back inside the top 10.
Outside now. Clear high, bud. Inside. Clear low. Got one up top.
Schneider a little loose on corner entry into turn 1. Harvick to the outside, squeezes a little bit of contact.
Stay low, stay low. Got one peeking outside.
3 wide into 3 and 4 underneath Bell and Blaney, and Blaney slides, got really tight, had to lift before making contact with Christopher Bell, who was on his outside. Truex has just passed Buescher. Buescher's actually back to 4th now. I don't even know how he got out in front of the restart. Schneider shoves his way past the 11 of Hamlin.
Stay low, stay low.
We're nearly 3 wide with Newman on the outside. Schneider up to 5th now. He wasn't this aggressive until really the last restart. Even before that, he was running pretty good. 20 to go in stage 1. And these points are so crucial. Especially with Chris Buescher, the only non-playoff driver in the top 10. He's in 4th. Matt Kenseth now up to 7th, actually. Schneider is closing in on Buescher, but Ryan Blaney's been trying to get around him, and now Harvick has closed in on this, what is now a 4-car battle for 4th place. The top 3 are getting away. Harvick to the outside, going into turn 1, 3 wide. No room for Chris Buescher. Schneider wasn't expecting Harvick to go on the outside 3 wide. The contact between the 17 and the 4 of Schneider allowed Harvick and Blaney to both get by. Net loss of 1 spot there for the Channel Racing team. Now Kyle Busch is back in the mix looking for another spot. Kyle Busch has a massive run getting into turn 3. Schneider's really trying to pick the same lane as him to really hold him back. Trying to block him way down on the inside on the front straightaway. Busch just gets underneath him. Will he complete the pass off turn 2? Yes, he will. Schneider's aggressively trying to side draft him. Only really do so much. Drives it extra deep into 3 and 4, trying to get back to him. That's not going to work either as he's back to 7. He's starting to lose more points here towards the end of stage 1. Really just trying to hold on for all he's got. He's got some damage to the back of his race car as well as the left side of the race car after that contact on the restart with multiple drivers. Truex has dominated the race so far. He currently leads. Once again, he's trying to get his 10th stage win of the season. Still within 1 second of Kyle Busch for now, at least. 18 to go in the stage. We've had 4 cautions in stage 1 so far. Truex has just gotten himself into lap traffic right now as well. Schneider trying to outside through turns 3 and 4. He's doing everything he can right now to try and run down Kyle Busch in the 18. Definitely gonna have to repair the damage on the 99. DNFs are on. These guys are being extra aggressive here early on. Car's more loose in corner entry right now since that damage on the restart from the 99 of Schneider. little bit faster than Kevin Harvick that last lap. Harvick got caught behind Brendan Gaughan initially. Now he's caught behind Timmy Hill as well on turn 4. Schneider's going to have to try and get around the lap car of Brendan Gaughan. Kyle Busch currently trying to do it. Busch just made a pass on Ryan Blaney as well for 3rd place.
Stay low, stay low. You're all clear up top.
They got around Gaughan quickly and perfectly down the back straightaway. Less time to catch him. On the straightaway so you can clear him before you get into the corner. Not going to be able to do the same with Timmy Hill here. 10 to go in stage 1. Drives it in deep on the bottom. He had to check up quite a bit in the center of the corner to keep from running into the side of Timmy Hill.
You're all clear up top.
And keep the damage at a limited number as far as the seconds of damage go. Kyle Busch on the outside to make the pass on Kevin Harvick for 5th. Used the lap car Bubba Wallace as a pick, not on the outside but on the inside. Unorthodox, but it worked out for Kyle. Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney have heavy lap traffic. Blaney gets back around Busch for 3rd place again. Drives it hard underneath Bubba Wallace, barely clears him off turn 2. In a second and a half of the top 5 now. He is trying to close in fast. Tries to run a little bit of an upper groove now in turns 3 and 4. He's doing everything he can. Each stage is going to be so intense. There you go, Tim Irvin. The Super B-Man won. Oh, he caught David Reagan in a terrible spot, too. Awkward angle into 3. Slide job to get around Joey Gase. David Reagan back in 27th. Not a good start to his playoffs. He didn't even probably think he was going to make it to the playoffs, but that win by 21 1/1000th of a second on Schneider was enough. And well, Schneider can't wait till the end of the stage to repair this damage because he almost spun off turn 2 trying to make the pass on the lap car of Ross Chastain. And now look at the heavy lap traffic that has plagued the top 5. 6 to go in stage 1. There's the outside in 1 and 2. Diamond cut it to the bottom off the exit 2. Barely clears Bobby Carter. That was a close one. Pushing hard. Harvick's got the pressure on Kyle Busch again for position. Blaney's pulling away from Kurt Busch for 3rd and starting to catch the top 2.
5 to go. You got this.
Schneider up high through 1 and 2 to get around Matt DiBenedetto. Nice clean pass there outside of Tyler Reddick. He's got some damage down low. He'll clear him before they get into turn 3 to make sure he can hit his marks back down to the bottom and try to hit his apex. Every one of these stage points so important. We talked about it all playoffs long. 4 more laps. Harvick is caught right now behind the 38 of Nemechek. 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Schneider gets around Harvick for 6th. Nemechek really holding up both the 4 cars here. Busch is starting to pull away, and he is now battling his brother Kurt for position. Schneider's pulling away from Harvick. Keselowski still ways back, 7 seconds behind these guys in 8th. There's now a massive run off turn 2. 2 more lap cars. Daniel Suarez, Justin Haley up ahead. Schneider down low.
Still there.
Underneath Haley. Need a slight bit of contact.
All right, you're clear there.
Kyle Busch has just gotten around his brother Kurt for 4th off of turn 4. 2 laps to go in stage 1. Blaney caught behind another lap car. Both the Busch brothers are running him down. Schneider's had that high entry into turn 1. Pretty good corner exit. Look at the crisscrossing going on with both the Busch brothers racing hard. Schneider slides into 3 and 4. McDowell's still over second behind Kurt and Kyle Busch. He's 3 seconds already ahead of Harvick. Final lap of stage 1. Truex still out in front. Schneider might as well take it easy into turn 3. He's not going to be able to catch Kurt or Kyle Busch here. Green, white, checkered flag in the air. 10th stage win of the season for Martin Truex Jr. adds to the season high already. Kurt almost got around his brother Kyle. He was all over him those last couple laps after Kyle made the pass on him with 3 to go in the stage, but hangs on. Schneider ends up 6th in stage 1. Not bad, especially compared to the fact that they had quite a bit of damage on the back of the car. To start that stage. Going to be seeing everybody pit here during the stage break. 5 cautions in this race now if you count the stage break. There's stage 1. Only 1 second of damage for the 99. Surprised it wasn't more. Quinn Houff in 16th would get the free pass. Johnson still lapped down. Almirola lapped down. Bowman, Boyer, all playoff drivers all lapped down. Reagan as well. And Joey Logano out of the race. So 1 playoff driver's already DNF'd of the 16. Not a good start for him. That'll help us. I'll say that much. 1 spot lost on pit road. 3 gained for Kenseth. 3 gained for Harvick.
Coming to the green, driver.
Big time damage on pit road there.
Ready.
It starts to get a little bit darker with the Darlington Raceway. Green flag back in the air. Stage 2 underway in the Southern 500.
Still there.
Exit to turn 2.
Stay low.
Cleared Chris Buescher. Now he's underneath Matt Kenseth in the turn 3 position. Harvick, I think he might have gotten into the wall in corner entry number 3, and that allows Kyle Busch to clear him off the exit of turn 4. And restarted 7th. He's still in 7th. 1 lap after the restart.
Got a car high now.
Try to hang on for all he's got.
You're clear all around there.
Guarantees. Jones is all the way up to 2nd place. Oh, sorry, no, it's not. I can't tell who's in 2nd. These throwback schemes, some of them I'm not recognizing.
Still there inside.
Buescher dive bombs to the inside. Kurt Busch just ran into the side of Schneider, and so did Christopher Bell. Both and Newman. My goodness, nobody giving Schneider any space. All 3 of them just rubbed right on by the 90, the formerly known 99. He was 3 spots. He had to lift every single time after that hit to keep it off the wall. Did a great job doing so, but look how much time it cost him.
Hold your line. Got 1 outside. You're all clear up top. Inside. You got room. You're clear there.
You know how you say that inside Uranus? I think I might have had that game on the whole time too.
Hold your line. Got 1 outside. All right. You're clear there. Car high. Careful there. All right. You're clear.
I think it's safe to say with stage 1, Martin Truex Jr. is going to be the guy to beat here tonight. The Southern 500 at Darlington. Slosky might have bounced off the wall in turn 3. Elliott would get around it. Chase still one of the drivers a lap down. Remember, he missed the playoffs entirely. Former champ didn't even make it into the 16-man playoff field.
Inside. Final clear.
slides into the wall off turn 4. Elliott gets around him.
All right, you're clear there.
I don't think Schneider's gotten into the wall in turns 1 and 2 all night long. It's only been 3 and 4. That's where that incident with Logano happened, and that's not where Logano DNF'd. He DNF'd much later in the race. Carrying that damage he had from the earlier accident probably did not help. Oh, we got trouble. Car up in smoke up ahead. Elliott checked up and got ran into from behind. Barely keeps it off the wall, but that really checked up the 9 and the 4. Look at the train of cars all of a sudden. We just got around Schneider. Drops him back to 13th, as far back as he's been since the start of the race. Can't tell who that was up in smoke. One of the lead lap cars that were battling for the lead. They do stay green. Can't tell who that was. No, it's not Martin Truex Jr. He's still out in the lead. Three wide into turn 3. Schneider underneath Hamlin and Eric Jones. Contact with Hamlin, not the first time today. Three wide into turn 1. Schneider thought about it at least. Keselowski almost got into Hamlin.
Stay low, stay low.
Oh! Keselowski got squeezed. Used up. Oh yeah, definitely have a top 10 car tonight. Look at that run Schneider had off the exit of the corner. This is not going to work. 3 wide in the middle, getting into the corner. And he just let Jones and Hamlin by. It was not going to be 3 wide middle going into turn 1. He played it safe. I didn't care if he lost a half a second. One thing to be aggressive. It's another thing to be 3 wide middle at Darlington going off into a corner. Line up lock, so Schneider will take up the inside and try to get around the position. Might use Chase Elliott as a pit car as well. As he'll be able to get to the inside of Elliott. He'll actually clear him down the back straightaway. So he uses Chase Elliott as a pit. He was in the free pass position currently, 16th. And Schneider passed Denny Hamlin, and now he's working on Eric Jones for 10th. Jones behind Kenseth for 9th. The high side a little bit more on corner entry. That'll slide him underneath Jones off the exit of turn 2. Couldn't hold the corner. Caution. My goodness, our 6th caution of the race already. A lot of the lead lap cars are going to pit. Now Chase Elliott in 16th will get the free pass. See who that driver was at DNF. We know Logano was out already. Christopher Bell was the other driver out of the race. First driver who missed the playoffs barely on points coming in. So now we're going to be seeing some more pit stops. Literally all the lap cars are going to pit, and all the lead lap cars are going to pit except for the top 5 will stay out and try to keep the track position. No, they only have one Darlington throwback race this season. They wanted to do it for the regular season, so that way the playoffs would be maybe the more focused and more normal one with the paint schemes at least.
All right, man. You're covering Be ready.
The next Darlington race is not a throwback race.
Green, green, green. Got a car high now.
Southern 500 won't be. Always. Well, they've only had one Darlington race since, what, 2004 was the last time they had 2 races? Or 2003? It was 2004.
Car outside.
These guys back behind have about 20 lap pressure tires in the top 5 who stayed out of the pits. Blaney trying to make a move for the lead now. Trying to steal it away from Truex. Busch goes down low, maybe to block Schneider. Busch got squeezed in the middle. Schneider ended up all the way down low. He kind of got squeezed as well. Ryan Blaney is still on the inside of Truex. He has not cleared him yet.
Car there on the inside.
Oh, Keselowski just knocked the 99 in the wall. Contact with Clint Houff as well. Clint Boyer rubs and runs past.
Car there on the outside. Clear high, bud.
Ryan Newman gets to the lead.
Hold your line. Got one inside. Clear down low.
Three wide, Harvick drops out of line. Same thing Schneider did well before the caution. Byron might have got a little contact from Schneider. Schneider just misses down low. Byron backs it into the wall in front of Kenseth and a couple other cars. Caution's out again. It might have been Chase Elliott, not Matt Kenseth back there who got involved. Maybe Bowman. It's a blue car. Kenseth is up there in third, so it wasn't him. Buescher's second, it wasn't him either. Caution is out again. Now Truex is going to pit as well as everybody else again who was involved in that accident. Our 7th caution of the race now here tonight. My goodness. These guys can't catch a break. No. Not tonight. Now with a 500-mile
Drive
race.
safe. Be smart. Keep your head on straight.
This race is going to get over at a later
Green
time,
flag,
too.
green flag. Got a car coming inside now.
There will be one in the near future. I will guarantee that. With
Inside.
having off last Friday night, and I'll probably be off this Friday night as well as far as streaming goes. And we didn't do a race yesterday. I think
Still there.
or sorry, Saturday I was off. Not Friday. It was Saturday I was off. Yesterday
Got one outside now.
we didn't do a video game live stream
Got
because
a car low now.
the race got delayed. Oh, Kyle Busch bounced off the wall into Schneider, and then Harvick kind of sandwiched the 99 between himself and the other 4 car. Between himself and the 18 of Kyle Busch. Oh, Busch off the wall again. 2nd corner in a row. He's gotten into the wall. Corner entry.
Stay on the bottom.
I hope we don't DNF anytime soon, don't we?
Got one peeking outside.
Beat Schneider to the outside. Contact.
Still there.
He's lost his track position. He's trying to fight his way to the front. He knows he's got the faster race car. Harvick so close to the wall. Schneider's in the wall in 1 and 2. He got a little tight once he got in line behind the side-by-side lap traffic in front of him. Well, we did have a doubleheader on the channel today, just not with the video game live stream. So we have the NASCAR Fantasy Podcast earlier on in the day. Always 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the day after the Cup race. Just, I guess, going to have to be a little bit more patient with these guys in front of him, unless he wants to take it 3 wide again. Maybe a little contact on the outside between Priest and Truex. Bell got sandwiched 3 wide in the middle, so he gets out of the gas to let Harvick and Schneider go. Well, it's going to be tough to do a strategy. Everybody's pitting nearly every caution anyway. The amount of tire wear. Harvick just slammed Schneider down the back straightaway. He had room for Byron up high. Byron bounced off the wall into Harvick, and Harvick slid into the four. Schneider down low.
Stay on the bottom. Careful. Still there.
Oh no, contact with William Byron. Schneider just about goes around and saves it. Sliding down the back straightaway, we stay green. How did he keep it off the inside retaining wall? My goodness. The problem with having 7 cautions today is we keep getting the field bunched up over and over again. The best part of the race was those opening 45 laps for Schneider before that first caution. Really got to settle in the long run. They got spaced out. He wasn't having to battle as hard, but everybody gets bunched together, and he just keeps getting beat around, as we've seen a lot of different tracks this season. Lost a ton of track position though. Trying to get back around Reddick in the 8, barely clears him off turn 4. Kurt Busch, meanwhile, to the lead. First time since he started on the pole, even the first few laps of the race. Truex, who has the fastest car in the field, just kind of caught back in traffic right now. Still have a long ways to go in stage 2. 7 cautions in this race already. And the first half of stage 2 still is really kind of prolonged this thing already. Even with it being early in the going yet.
Still there.
Schneider's just going to have to do his best to try and back it down a little bit like he did at the beginning of the race. And 500 miles, definitely a long race indeed, Tim. Wide, Boyer, McDowell.
Stay low, stay low. Car high, careful there.
Trying to side draft McDowell a little bit, tries to deep into 1 and 2 to get around him. Back at 16th, only other car in the lead lap behind him is Eric Almirola in 17th.
Still there.
Jimmy Johnson in 18th, another playoff driver, first driver 1 lap down. We just need to settle in. We need a long green flag run here. Just settle in, settle down. Still got 1 more pit stop to the end of stage 2 yet as well. Everybody was fighting so hard for those stage punts at the end of stage 1 that it just kind of got out of control, and it hasn't really gotten back in control since. 5 to go down stage 2. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for about the next 16 laps. Lady in black. Track it's too tough to tame, Darlington Raceway. The 4th crown jewel event of the year, the 7,500 or playoff opener. Throwback race as well, with this game again taking place in the 2020 season, so this is the only trip to Darlington this season. Another reason why these guys may be struggling a little bit here early on. Keep it off each other. In practice, only qualify for this race as well. We'll start practicing more and more though when we get more and more races into the playoffs. Kind of right in line behind the 48 of Johnson. We'll find a way to get around him right now. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream.
Stay low, stay low.
Snyder inside Jimmy Johnson.
Careful.
And Johnson's the first driver 1 lap down currently. Now he crisscrosses off the exit of 4 to stay in front of the 99. Really start to hold Schneider up. Schneider again underneath him off turn 2, trying to side draft him. I think that beautiful Earnhardt Sr. and Richard Petty inspired throwback scheme. Still inside the top 15, that's just unbelievable. We're going for StarCom Racing here tonight at one of the toughest, if not the toughest, racetrack to navigate in NASCAR. Sends it into 3 and 4. He'll clear out off the exit of turn 4, 15. The rest of the leaders up towards the front of the field further are with heavier lap traffic again. Ellie from the lap down in 14th, trying to get around Bruce for 13th. Been about a car length and a half of him. Just got underneath Elliott. He didn't lift. Elliott trying to side draft him down the back straightaway. Really pinched him down low. Slip beats him into turns 3 and 4. Get around him now. He's got a decent one on Ryan Priest still. Got off the exit of the corner pretty well, looking to the outside into turn 1. Priest thought about maybe sliding up the track. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Back out of it either way. Drives underneath him barely, side drafted him maybe a little bit. Now he's underneath him going into 3. Dive bomb. Now that he's getting in a longer green flag run, he's starting to get more in a consistent groove of things on this very difficult racetrack. Down to 42 of Matt Kenseth as well. trying to trap him behind the 77 of Ross Chastain, and he will. And that'll make for an easy pass for Schneider.
All right, you're clear.
12, almost slid into the wall getting into turn 1. Just kind of overdrove the corner. Ain't really overdriven turns 1 and 2 at all today until right there, but they're trying to get around Joey Gase yet, and he closes back in on him. He's trying to get back away from Campbell. Body Carter.
You got room. You're clear.
Get back to the normal camera for now. At least to the end of stage 2 now.
Careful, still there. You got room. You're clear there.
It's almost as heavy as we've seen the lap traffic all night long.
Stay low, stay low. You're all clear up top.
It's a quick clean pass on the Benedetto, 3-1 and 2 as well. Really drove away from down the back straightaway now. He didn't lift a whole lot in that corner.
All right, you're
Basically
clear there.
sends it into turns 3 and 4 to get around Brendan Gaughan. Kind of caught Chad Fincham in a bad spot, but he'll get under him off the exit of 4 and clear him well before they get into 2 and 1 on the other end of the racetrack. Getting back up to Hamlin and Keselowski. Remember, Keselowski was who knocked Schneider into the wall on the restart. Really put him that far back in traffic.
Stay at the bottom here.
Get underneath Hamlin for a brief moment off turn 4. Get to the inside of Daniel Suarez into 1 and 2. Hamlin to the inside of Keselowski for position as well.
Clear all around.
They're side by side for 10th. Schneider good run off the exit of turn 2. As that run underneath Keselowski, drives him deep into the corner, gets around him.
Careful.
Oh, into the back of Cole Custer. That's going to hurt. Really trying to get around him. Contact with Custer. Schneider's in the wall. Custer's loose. And around goes Custer. Schneider just missed. Oh, T-boned hard by Daniel Suarez. Suarez T-boned. The lap car that was spinning there into a violent hit. Tough break for Suarez and Custer, well outside the top 25. 3 seconds of damage for the 99 after those couple bounces into the wall. And another caution, which is not what Schneider wanted to see, our 8th of the race. We're just less than 200 laps to go. Bush will restart from the lead, winning the race off pit road. Bush is a couple spots in the pits. Actually, he'll restart 5th. There's a 4 spot. Schneider on the outside on the restart further back in the field. Green flag is back into the air. Look down to the driver quickly trying to get to the inside of the track. Schneider wanted to get down low, and Quinn Houp wouldn't let him in. Not even behind him. He didn't go into the corner as hard as what Schneider thought he was going to. Checked up.
Car there on the outside.
Now slides.
Car high, careful there. Outside.
More damage to the front of the 99. He keeps picking up damage on these restarts, and it's hurting the handle into the race car on top of it heavily with on the dirty air he's got. In the middle of all these restarts. Oh, contact! Somebody nearly spinning up towards the front of the field. I think that was Denny Hamlin who about went around in 3 and 4. Need a little contact from behind. Saw some smoke back of him.
Inside. All right, you're clear there.
Really trying to settle in again. Shut in front of his car though after that jackknife on the restart with Quinn Half. Really struggling.
Inside.
All right, Reddick. Byron almost seems to be the guy holding up Vinny Hamlin now. Justin Haley's up here as well. He's probably
Got one outside.
one of these guys holding everybody up too. I don't even think he's on the lead lap. I'd be surprised if Haley was on the lead lap.
Stay on the bottom.
It's Quinn Halp's on the lead lap. Haley's in 22nd.
All right, you're clear.
Kyle Busch is really fading on this restart. He restarted out in the lead, and I'm almost wondering if he stayed out of the pits, and that's why he restarted in the lead.
Still there.
The guy that's out in front now has finally found his way out in front for the first time in what seems like a while, at least in Stage 2, is Martin Truex Jr. He already won Stage 1. He's definitely got the fastest car in this
Still
one.
there.
I think for any one of these 16 playoff drivers will lock themselves into the round of 12. Another caution. My goodness, our 9th of the race. 3 past to Bowman in 19th. Caution after caution after caution. Our longest green flag run was that 45-lap green flag run at the very start of this one. 4 tires and a full tank of fuel for Schneider again. Only a couple lead lap cars are going to pit this time. Johnson, Byron, Schneider, Kyle Busch, Bowman, the free pass car. Those are the only 5. The top 14 will stay out.
All right, man. You're coming to the green. Almost ready now. Hammer down.
He's back on the inside for a restart. Last 2 restarts, he's been stuck on the outside. That initial launch here into turns 1 and 2. He's underneath Jimmy Johnson in the 48. Oh, Johnson bounces off the wall off turn 2. Byron gonna get around him as well. There's a pretty big run into turn 3. Almost got shoved from behind by Byron. It's the drive in the middle of 3 and 4. Clears barely on Almirola off the exit of the corner. Byron follows him through to 14th and 15th now. About 10 lap pressure tires, but these guys trying to take advantage of it. Byron to the outside of Schneider. They got a little loose, so block Hamlin now. A little bit of damage on his Toyota Camry, and he'll have a little more as he just runs into the side of Schneider in turns 3 and 4. He's still loose as he slides in front of it.
Got one down low now. All clear.
And a big run off turn 2. He's going to go 3 wide to the bottom into 3. Just clears Hamlin before getting into the corner.
Careful, still there.
That way he was at least side by side with Kenseth. Gets a drive in the center now to get by Byron, who got loose and made a little contact with the 4 on the inside.
Car there on the outside. You're all clear up top there.
Schneider underneath Priest for 11.
Peeking outside.
Byron nowhere to go behind them both. How about Clint Haupt inside the top 10? Schneider couldn't quite clear Priest. Great job keeping it off of him to keep him sliding into him, maybe even pinching Priest into the wall now. 3 wide on the outside. Byron gets squeezed into the wall. Schneider got hooked on the left front of the 37 of Priest. Didn't realize they were 3 wide. Schneider just gets underneath Haupt off the exit of turn 2 for 10.
Still there.
Amazing how a lot of these cars are still running in this race and how we haven't had more wreck cars despite the 9 cautions that what we have had already.
Got one down low now.
A little block on Johnson.
Got one peeking inside. You got room. You're clear there.
Massive one getting into turns 3 and 4 now with the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Byron to the outside though with a massive run.
Car high. Careful there.
Still putting a lot of pressure on the 24 and the
Got
4.
one outside. You got room. You're clear there.
And on the outside of Keselowski. Schneider down low on the 2. And get around him. Byron's up to 9th now. Schneider continues to block Johnson down the back straightaway. Keselowski able to block into 3 as well. Some lap holding tire slides up the track. Schneider gets underneath it. He needs a side drafter now down the front straightaway. So he can drive it in deep into 1 and hopefully clear him this time to get inside the top 10. And he will.
You're clear.
Johnson follows. And Hamlin's looking to follow as well, but he's stuck behind the 2 off the exit of turn 2 still. Eight laps to go in stage 2. This is extremely hard into turns 3 and 4. So does Eric Jones. Jones going to get to the inside of Ryan Newman for 8th place. They're side by side. That's going to help the 99 close, or the 4 close in behind him. A little contact with Jones, 3 wide. That costed Jones any sort of a shot to get around Newman for 8th. Really held him up. Now Schneider's trying to side draft Ryan Newman. Just hangs alongside, and he drives it in deep for 8th place into 3. Kyle Busch, meanwhile, is the new leader. He has caught and ran down Truex. Busch likely on a little bit fresher tires. Those 10-lap fresher tires. One of the 5 drivers in the lead lap that pitted during that last caution. Made a difference, and he was able to get through the field far quicker than anybody else. Everybody's definitely good on fuel to the end of stage 2. This could be a green flag run to the end of the stage. And if so, it would be the longest green flag run of the race so far. It would be 48 laps. Longest so far is 45.
Careful, still there.
Can't quite get to the inside of Chris Buescher. He's so close. Take that really deep dive into turns 3 or 4, and nice slide job. Pulls in front of him, and Steiner's up to 7. Or you look at my car, it looks like I was an M&M. Just without the M&Ms on it, that's all. Looking back on it. We finished 6th in stage 1. He's looking for more playoff points with just 32 laps to go in stage 2. There's some heavy lap traffic right in front of the leaders right now as well. About 4.5 seconds off the race lead of Busch. Schneider hasn't caught lap traffic yet though either. And Busch is getting held up big time along with the rest of the top 5. They are 2 by 2 up there. Byron starting to close in, as well as Kurt Busch. And, of course, Schneider. Byron stuck on the outside. How aggressive will Kurt Busch and Keegan Schneider be trying to get through these guys? Kurt Busch going to be aggressive. He goes to the inside immediately. Oh, cars in the wall. They checked up. Schneider got into the back of Kurt Busch. A little bit of damage on the front of the 4. They checked up. Somebody got into the wall, I believe. And Schneider was coming in hot with nowhere to go.
Still there?
He wide. He's inside the top 5 as he clears Byron well before getting into the corner. Oh, they stacked up on the inside again, and look at how much time Schneider gained because of it. That time he stayed in the gas and he missed everybody. Gets around Harvick for 4th as well. 28 to go, still in stage 2. 3 wide into 1 and 2, perhaps again. Thought about it at least. Now he is off the exit of 2, slides off the exit of the corner. He clears Blaney and Truex. And now has a chance on Kyle Busch for the lead into 3. Using the lap car, Ross Chastain as a pick, Schneider to the lead. For the first time today off turn 4, he leads late in stage 2. But Busch is right on his tail as they both make it through the lap traffic. Truex, Blaney, Harvick all caught behind. A lot of clean air in front of the 4. To be a massive stage win. He's only won 4 of them all season. Now he's just got to hold off the 2-time champion. Truex has finally gotten through that traffic as well, and he's got the fastest car in the field. Schneider is pulling Kyle Busch, but now it's just a matter of who can get through the lap traffic better. The problem is remember, Schneider might be a little tight. He got into the back of Kurt Busch, and whoever was hit the outside wall going into turn 3. Stacked up about 6 cars, and Schneider really had nowhere to go. He's not able to push the car quite as deep into the corners, but he's still pulling away. Now he's finally got the track position for the first time in this race. It seems to be helping more than anything else. Outside of Daniel Suarez. Slowly pulling away. Everybody good on fuel and tires to the end of the stage.
Still there. You got room. You're clear.
Inside of Reddick in turn 1 and 2. A little risky.
Still there.
Cleared him.
You're clear there.
Dives down underneath David Reagan. He's a few laps down already. He'll go another lap down.
You're clear.
He's not the lowest running playoff driver considering that Joey Logano is already DNF tonight. So he at least will outpoint him, and Logano DNF way back in stage 1, so no stage points for him as well. So we're just a half here. Oh my goodness. He's actually gone to the outside to get around 3 of these lap cars. It hasn't worked out so well for him today. Almost didn't work out for him there, but he did keep it off the wall and got around it. Quickest way around the track, but boy is it risky to run up there. Actually here at Darlington, a lot more treacherous than any other track, especially running the top. Just slowly running down Kyle Busch per second. Schneider going for his 5th stage win of the season. If he does win stage 2 here at Darlington, that would mean he will win a stage in each of the last 3 races. So he, yes, has 4 all season, but 2 of them have been in the last 2 races. Top of the 3 straight top 6s. You're a rookie leading in the playoffs. Never. Yeah, I guess we are. I guess the points as we run. On legend difficulty too. Be a massive stage win. This is a huge 10 points, and if he makes it to the round of 12, this will be another playoff point that will carry over into the next round as well. As any other stage wins or a race win that could come in this round will also carry over into the round of 12, into the round of 8 if he makes it that far as well too. Imagine you win the first playoff race, that would be insane. But again, remember, the only 2 career wins for Schneider were both in Crown Jewel events, in the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. There is only 2 career wins. And in the Southern 500, another Crown Jewel event. Could you imagine getting 3 of them all in your rookie season? It takes drivers their whole career to win these 3 races. Not for this channel racing group. Somebody in the chat before the start of the stream said something about let's pull and Eric Almirola. We might do just that. We have had a little bit better this season than him. At least we got 7 top 10s on the year instead of 3.
Still there? You're all clear up top there.
It doesn't have to push it again too hard, but the championship race we had, that would be insane.
All right, you're clear.
We're going to go down swinging, that's for sure.
Careful, still there. Car there on the outside.
Got 3 wide to get around Darn harder, but at least he's got the straight away clear the pole before you get into turn 1. 4 seconds ahead of Kyle Busch. Busch is only half a second ahead of Truex. Another 6 seconds back to Kurt Busch, behind Truex in 4th. Only a second and a half behind Kurt Busch in 5th. Rounds out the top 5. 4 Toyotas and a Chevrolet in the top 5 right now, and all 5 of those drivers have led laps in this race. Schneider still leading his first of the race right now. If we put any more drivers a lap down too before the end of the stage, again, that would be big also. He has to get to 4 laps to go in this stage in case we get a caution for it to end under caution in stage 2. He's 7 laps away from that point. He's down to roll up to 18th, last car in the lead lap. Schneider on the outside. He's going to have a massive run now. Off of turn 2.
Still there.
And Roller trying to block and squeeze Schneider.
Got 1 outside now. All clear.
Now he's going to have to battle for the free pass position.
10 to go. You got room.
Just
You're
clear.
clear.
This is almost feeling like a race win, just winning the stage in this race with all the implications on the line. Elliott and Johnson on the lead lap for the moment. Johnson another playoff driver. This could be big. Trying to trap him behind Hal. Halva's at least on the leading laps as well. Jimmy holds on for an extra corner. Goes to the outside. Schneider's going to get around both Johnson and Halp in 3 and 4. So now only 14 cars on the leading lap. Yeah, Keselowski, another playoff driver, not too much further ahead, even right in front of Ryan Preece. And would also be for position. Loose there for Schneider, trying to drive hard underneath Preece.
Alright, you're clear there.
Put him a lap down. Kendrick also in the lead lap. We're 6 seconds off the lead now.
Top 3, use it if you need it.
Passes Keselowski and Kendrick through 1 and 2. Alert low battery, yes. I did see it up there.
Still there. Top 3, use it if you need it. Still there. Alright, you're clear there. Careful, still there. 5 to go, driver.
5 laps to go in stage 2. Just got around David Reagan. And Justin Haley.
You're all clear up top.
There's him, more clean air ahead of him. 6.5 seconds ahead of Kyle Busch still. Truex got to within a half second. Now he's about a full second behind Kyle Busch. The fact that this is a Toyota Camry 210, that also kind of helps play into that. The fact that it almost looks like Kyle Busch is far from behind. the point now, caution comes out, the stage is over. Schneider has pretty much all but locked up his 5th stage win of the season. The 15 stage points total between the 2 stages here today. 2 more laps led in here. A little bit of damage on the front bumper that he will repair during the stage breaks. Might lose the track position on the restart, but hopefully they can have a quick enough stop and restart from the lead. See if we can put anybody else a lap down here before the end of the stage as well. I believe that's Eric Jones up there in the 20. I believe he's the last car on the lead lap. Going into the playoffs in 19th, he's 2 laps down right now. There's no way that Schneider's going to catch all the way up there. Jones up there. I believe it's Jones. If it's not Jones, it's Ryan Newman. He's closing in quite a bit. Oh, it's actually William Byron in the 24, excuse me. Schneider still won't catch him. Green white checker flag in the air for the 2nd time today. Schneider wins stage 2 at Darlington in the Southern 500. His 3rd straight race with a stage win, and his 5th total stage win on the season. That was huge. Trying to do Sterling Marlin proud with our Sterling Marlin throwback paint scheme. Everybody with stage points on the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and I will change the battery. Don't worry, Patrick. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already as well tonight. Up to 13 likes for this playoff opener. Schneider loses 3 spots on pit road. I'm prepared for 2 seconds of damage on the front of his car, but he at least won stage 2. Again, 15 stage points total. Green flag back in the air at Darlington. Has to restart on the outside for the 3rd time today. Barely clears Kurt Busch on the bottom getting into turn 1. That was a great restart despite being on the outside, and now he's underneath Truex for 2nd place as well.
Still there?
Kyle Busch out in front. Schneider getting a pole off of him, whatever draft he can down the back straightaway. Drives it deep into turns 3 and 4. He passes Truex for 2nd. Busch is going to get away here. Kurt Busch, meanwhile, to the inside of Truex for 3rd. 133 to go in the Southern 500. Perfect corner for Schneider just to keep both the 19 and the 1 behind him. He's trying to keep his track position as long as he possibly can. Kind of moved up the track just a little, or sorry, Schneider moved up the track a little bit. Kurt gets around him, Harvick gets around him, Byron gets around him. Oh, Byron in the wall in turns 1 and 2. Harvick, meanwhile, to the inside of Kurt Busch for 3rd. Kendrick trying to get around Truex. Kendrick is the first driver to lap down. Blaney's the next driver for position behind the 19. Schneider slides all the way up the racetrack again. Barely keeps it off the wall. Elliott, Kendrick get around. Both battling each other for the free pass. 13th right now.
outside.
Just to the outside.
Car high, careful there.
Just trying to keep this car as clean as possible now in the final stage. So far, so good.
Still there.
He makes a pass for 7th. He's not worried about losing spots early in the stage. We are still 2 pit stops away from the
Car
finish.
there on the inside. All right.
Let the left pusher by. He got really tight in turns 3 and 4. Maybe overdrove the entrance of the corner attack.
Got one down low now.
He's trying to find his way back to the front of the field again. Not the best car. They're on equal tires.
Car outside. You got room. You're clear.
As far as how cleanly Schneider is running the final stage, almost exactly how he started the race off. What he wants, find that comfortability early in the stage. Try to do what he did at the end of stage 2 at least, and that is win. This one more important though. If he wins this race, he moves to the round of 12. He won't have to worry about his worst track at Richmond or at Bristol for the night race as well. Back-to-back short tracks, and he only has one short track chassis. It up very well for him. Behind the 9 of Chase Elliott all the way through turn 1 and 2. Trying to get to the inside of him, maybe in the 3 this time. Exited deep, he'll be able to pull up and clear him. Elliott with a crossover though, he'll get back to the inside. And that was a great crossover by Chase Elliott. Trying to side draft, but Elliott's clear. And now he's going to block Schneider into turn 1. Schneider has to go way up the track. He got tight in line behind Elliott. Hamlin gets around in 3. He's at least keeping the car clean, though. He's not making any contact with the wall or anybody. He repaired his car a couple times with 3 or less seconds of damage. And it's not more than 5. That is to be repaired under our damage block policy. Gets inside the lapper of Chase Elliott. Schneider trying to block Jones for 9th.
Careful. Still there. Hold your line. Got one inside. Clear low, clear low.
And 3 and 4 still cannot get around Elliott. Yeah, he got around him once in turns 3 and 4, but Elliott crossed him over and cleared him before getting back into turn 1.
Got one peeking inside. All right, clear low.
Middle of 1 and 2 again. Schneider underneath Elliott. He can't quite clear him down the back straightaways. Trying to clear him before getting into turn 3 and does. Make sure he kind of pulled a little bit lower down the back straightaway so he can keep Elliott from wanting to side draft him and stay on that right rear corner pin. Process it out. Block Jones and make sure Jones had to pass Elliott before he even found a chance that they're going to need Schneider 9th as well. Trying to make a pass on that Hansel foul.
Still there.
Tight through turns 1 and 2. Schneider holds the corner. Not easy, but maybe easier when on pressure tires. Kendrick trying to side draft the 99. Schneider throws him into 3. Jones again has to follow Schneider. Getting around the next lap car. Just like he did with Chase Elliott. This is a borderline one-stop race to the finish, but for the most part, it's likely going to be a 2-stop race. I have to imagine if we get a decent green flag run into this, we can't quite get close enough to make it a one-stop. They're still going to pit the tires, because that is how crucial they are here at Darlington. Are the owner of Channel Racing? Yes, I am. Owner driver. And a rookie. Definitely starting to pull away from Jones. He's reeling back in on Denny Hamlin. Hamlin simultaneously slowly reeling in Chris Buescher in the 17. Now, if we can get a long enough green flag run here for Schneider to maybe contend for the race lead on equal tires, that will be much more impressive than when he had 10-lap pressure tires like he did in Stage 2. Big run on Denny Hamlin. He's on the outside. Going into turn 3. He'll let Hamlin go on corner entry to back the corner up and slide in front of him with a crossover. That was a great, not only crossover, that was like an undercut move, and now he blocks Hamlin. And front straightaway to try and keep him in that dirty air and keep him behind him. Job well done. Making the better setup move. Just send it off into 3 and 4 as he pulls us in on Chris Buescher. Both cars ran a higher lane that time. In 3 and 4. So trying to squeeze Schneider. Just barely gets under him off turn 2. Lap car, Ross Chastain coming up. What lane is he going to pick? That's going to help one of these guys out. He goes to the outside. That's going to help Schneider down low. Hamlin now to the rear bumper of the 17 of Buescher, and Schneider quickly pulls away. Oh, Chastain blocks Buescher, and Hamlin on the high side is going to get around for 8 now. Buescher lost not 1 but 2 spots there behind Chastain. Caution. Somewhere around the racetrack, yellow is out again. If you count the stage breaks, that is now our 11th caution of the race today. And we'll be seeing pit stops. It'll be a one-stop race to the finish after this. Free pass goes to Matt Kenseth in 13th. Schneider in 7th right before the caution. Leader was Kyle Busch. We'll have 112 laps to go in the restart. Similar to the length of stages 1 and 2. Schneider again on the outside for the 4th time now. Second consecutive, and he spins the tires on the restart, going from 2nd to 3rd gear. Truex gets around him, but at least it's an easy shot to get down to the bottom eventually. While it is costly, as Hamlin now bit of a run on the outside, he'll get around as well. Jones on the outside, getting up to speed quicker, and that really costed Schneider a couple positions. Spun the tires. As he keep this car clean on this restart like he did the last one. Easier said than done. Especially here.
Still there inside. You got room. You're clear there.
Everybody on the lead lap pitted right there. Again, this is a one-stop race to the finish now.
Inside.
It's going to be 2 stops when we started the stage. One of them is done. We're back to 11th, but just over 100 to go still, Darlington, so I'm not really worried about it. With 11 cautions already today, I'm thinking he's probably believing that we're going to get another caution or 2 before the end of this race anyway. Maybe more.
Got one
lost the blue out of Schneider. Down the front straightaway, got a big run off the outside in turn 4.
Down low now.
Just squeezed by. Trying to fight for the free pass position as well.
Stay low, stay low.
Trying to get to Matt Kenton, or sorry, Ryan Priest rather, in 14. So a couple cars ahead.
Car outside, hold the line. All clear. Car high, careful there. You're clear all around there. Stay low, stay low.
Center of the run, deep dive into 3 and 4 to get around Almirola. Pass them back, again out for position. Track position. Pass is eventually in there. Sooner the better. Outside, that time for the 1 and 2 as well. And 3 laps to go. Kyle Busch remains the race leader. The trucks dominated the first half of the race. Second time he's lost track position, and again it's taken him a while to try and get back to the front. Busch has a pretty fast car himself, though. It's not going to be easy. Skim the wall again for the 1 and 2, looking for all the racetrack he needs. And finally getting into turn 3, Truex will get around Kyle Busch's teammate and get back to the lead. There's a dive going into 3 underneath Priest, lap car. Just after 1 lap down. Get around him, we'll side draft him down the front straightaway. Deep into 1 and 2, clears it. Big of a run, and how quickly he drove underneath Keselowski in the 2 as well. Some line behind him down the front straightaway. Looks slow going into turns 1 and 2. Neck and neck. Clears him. 4-11.
All right, you're clear.
Remember, top 10 keeps the momentum bonus alive going into Richmond as well. So that is going to be big to see if they can make it 4 straight top 10s tonight. Top of the points that come along with it. Richmond is his worst racetrack, or I should say it's my worst racetrack on the NASCAR Heat 5 video game, so you're going to want points coming out of here as possible if we can't get the win. Yeah, again, he won stage 2. Finished 6th on stage 1. But when everybody's on equal tires, again, he won stage 2 on 10-lap pressure tires with that late caution, 48 to go. He never got another yellow. He was able to get to the lead. Hold on for about the final 17 laps or so of the stage. At that point, it was pulling away from Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. On equal tires, it'll be a little bit harder. Especially with having that slow pit stop at the beginning of the stage. He lost the track position immediately and restart fourth. Got the second. Couldn't quite get to the lead though, and I came in in front of Kyle Busch. Honestly, for restarting the outside, getting 2 spots gained up to second was pretty good. He held on for a little bit. So he just couldn't go more. Lost shot, 2-4. Around the lap car, lost Chastain. He was checking up behind him. Just kind of followed his line through there.
Careful, still there.
Kind of running that protective line going into 3. Schneider tries to undercut him now, but they're going to split the lap car. Joey Gates 3 wide. Newman with the run off the high side.
Still there.
Pull Schneider down the front straightaway again. They'll pick up a run through 1 and 2 now. Newman with a block. Fends him off as now Schneider's just gonna kind of have to follow Newman to get by Bobby Carter. More lappers. Benedetto gone in the way, 3 wide off 2.
Car high, careful there.
Newman keeps getting to the outside of these guys, and Schneider's stuck down low, so Newman keeps getting the run off the exit of the corner. Schneider drives it deep into 3, trying to get to the inside of Ryan Newman. He's gonna get there off turn 4. Now they're side by side for 10th. The side draft him down the front straightaway. He should be able to get around him for 10th place going into turns 1 and 2. Barely. Drove it off deep. Newman is fighting him hard for this position, and he almost got in the wall now and had to lip. Schneider was able to pull away quite a bit.
Still there.
It's about a chance to pinch him on the outside getting into turn 3 as well. Newman going to be caught behind him in the center of the corner, and Schneider will pull away more. Kyle Busch battles for the lead now once again going into turn 1 with Martin Truex Jr. in the mix of lap traffic. Midway through this tire stint. And 1 more pit stop left to the end of the race. I did read your strategy earlier on. Silently at least. It's not really like much of a strategy. I mean, it's just kind of the normal. I should say it's the normal strategy. Like everybody's going to be trying to take this run to the end anyway, and you just kind of got to hope that you have a fast enough pit stop. You can get whatever track position you can if it does go green to the end of the race.
Stay on the bottom here.
Jones caught behind Wallace off 2. Schneider gets around him for 9. Yeah, I saw that. What did you say? You finished 7th? NASCAR Thunder 03 at Vegas. Off track. With the flatter surface. The old Vegas.
Car outside. All right, you're clear.
Sends it into 3 and 4. Passing multiple lap down car, David Reagan. Kevin Harvick now is just taking his first lead in the race.
Stay low, stay low.
Took him till real late in the going to get his first lead, but he's finally got it. Busch are going to get caught behind Cole Custer and John Hunter Nemechek on the outside. Had to let Schneider go and follow the inside wing behind the 4, and was up to 8. Slowly clawing his way through the field. Harvick, a 3-time winner this season. Trying to become a 4-time winner this year and could win back-to-back Southern 500s. He did win this race a year ago. Late in the row, it's holding off Austin Dillon, as well as a little bit of help with Truex and Elliott getting together late in the race in turns 1 and 2. While battling, it could have been for the win. Those guys early on. Truex attempted a slide job, but didn't quite fit Elliott from holding the wall. Only about a little over half a straightaway behind race leader Kevin Harvick. We're only about halfway through the tire run. I think having more cars battling for the lead than just Truex pulling away from everybody like it was in Stage 1 could be making it easier. Channel racing good as well. At least stick with them interval-wise.
Still there. You got room. You're clear. Careful.
Teammate Reddick off turn 2 as well. Oh, trouble! Multiple cars in the wall. Busch is around.
Caution's out. Wave them off.
Kyle Busch goes around. I believe lap car Michael McDowell's collected as well. A major playoff implications for the guy who was leading less than 20 laps ago. Late in this race, problems for Kyle Busch, the 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. And that will likely knock him out of the race. And we'll be seeing pit stops once again. And once again as well, not for the final time today. They are just outside the window to make it to the end of the race. They're going to be less than 10 laps short on fuel. Restart 7th and gain or lose spots on pit road, and Truex wins the race off of pit road, beating out Kevin Harvick, and that could be massive for him. Let's gets that early jump. Clears in the middle of 1 and 2.
Still there.
Good launch off turn 2 to get to the inside of Denny Hamlin for position as well. Oh, Hamlin runs into the side of him down the back straightaway, and he puts himself into the wall. And Schneider puts him into the wall on top of it, paying him back a little bit for running into the side of him before getting into the corner. Buescher escapes by to get up to 6th place now.
Got one outside now. You're all clear on top there.
Oh, well, that was all about from Denny Hamlin. More than just trying to side draft.
Got a car high now. You got room. You're clear there. Car outside.
Drives to the outside of Schneider that time, and he'll get around him. And falls in line behind him, cutting off the 20 of Eric Jones.
Car outside.
Really contact between Blaney and Hart because they were side by side for position.
All right, you're clear there.
Blaney holds on to third. Jones just squeezes to the outside, barely keeping it off the 4 of Schneider. Truex is out in front, and with Kyle Busch out of the race. Truex had the fastest car in the first half of the race, and then Busch might have taken over as the fastest car in the second half. Well, now it's right back to Truex again.
Looking inside now.
Schneider slides into the wall and gets ran into from behind now as well from Ryan Newman. Newman had nowhere to go.
Inside.
Oh, and now he gets sandwiched 3 wide. Bowman puts himself in the wall.
You got room. You're clear there.
Elliott came up on the outside with a huge run. Bowman on the inside, and Schneider is just an innocent bystander in all that. A little bit of damage. Drives up underneath him off turn 4.
Careful. Still there.
Almost got back to the inside of Johnson off turn 2.
Still there. Careful. Still there.
Did in the middle of 3 and 4, but couldn't hang on. Block Bowman. I lost so much track position on that last restart. Unfortunately, couldn't keep the car clean. A little bit of damage on the right side. And then he sandwiched between Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. Plus, Denny Hamlin ran into the side of him as well on the initial restart, slowing him down before they even got into turn 1. Schneider with a power move to get around Jimmy Johnson. For position. Schneider's the second to last car in the lead lap right now in 12th place. 70 laps to go. These guys are about 6 laps short on fuel to the end of this race. Awkward timing last caution.
Stay on the bottom here.
He drives to the inside of Clint Boyer. They'll get around him with a power move getting into 3 and 4. alternate through the different camera angles one final time over the next dozen laps now. Here tonight in the Southern 500 on NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode, first race of the playoffs, round of 16. Rookie season for Schneider, 2 wins on the year, picked up his 5th stage win of the season in this race as well. You can see the little bit of damage on the right front of the race car, both from Roman Hamlin. They have to repair that under the final pit stop. Just kind of wondering if anybody might be able to save 6 laps if it goes through into the finish. Not sure exactly what that tire wear is going to look like as well, though. We have not had to have any green flag stops in this race due to all the cautions. We've had 13 cautions per incident all night long. And Ryan Blaney, who hasn't won a race all season but made it to the playoffs on points, is now challenging Truex for the race lead. Less than 70 to go. In on a big group of cars, drives it deep into 3 and 4 underneath Keselowski. Brad got a little loose, almost into the wall. Schneider a little tight handle it to keep it off the tube. He was already a little out of shape. Both drivers did a great job not wrecking each other there. Keselowski might make it 3 wide going into turn 1. He's taking a peek. Newman and Half right in front of him.
Still there.
And now with the deep dive. Almost to the inside of Keselowski, but not quite. They're driving deep going into turns 3 and 4. Get underneath Brad, 3 wide, perhaps underneath Half as well. Newman drives on by. Schneider can't get the drive off quarter exit though. Still underneath the 2 going into turn 1. Door to door. Oh, contact! That got a little loose. Schneider clears him. Deep dive underneath Quinn Half, getting into turns 3 and 4. Clears him as well. That was a clean pass too, very aggressive, but he got it done. All over the back of Ryan Newman into 1 and 2. Kenseth rather, Newman's down to 10th place cars right there.
Careful. Still there.
Underneath Kenseth, drives it deep into 3 and 4. Easily gets around him. Eyes set now on Ryan Newman. Good thing he didn't get tight when he fell in line behind him and how deep he drove it in to try and clear Matt Kenseth.
Down the bottom.
Amazing, despite all that track position lost on the restart, that he is still battling for 9th place. 4 seconds after Newman, though, to get up to the 20 car of Eric Jones. On the way around Newman, he's going to try to pick him behind the lap car of Ross Chastain. Has the run. Chastain is the pit car, and Schneider's up tonight. Trying to get around him on the outside, going into turns 3 and 4. Keselowski was closing in quick on him, and now Brad's caught up. And Alfred's behind him as they battle for 12. Schneider just barely to the inside of Joey Gase. He caught him in a terrible spot. Newman's got to run off turn 2 again. Oh no, Schneider gets sideways off turn 2. He lost control. Drops it down to 3rd gear as he saves it again. He didn't have any contact, but he was on a narrow exit to the corner when he was side by side with the lap car. Gave up the 9th position to Ryan Newman. Falls back to 10th, but he keeps on in the race. We'll go back to the normal cam for the remainder of this race as well. Car also reminds me of the Juicy Fruit car, yeah, on Pablo Montoya's old car. I think it looks more like that than Kyle Busch's, honestly. Now that you mention it. I forgot about that car.
Clear high, clear high. Top 3, use it if you need it.
Ryan Blaney back out in front as he leads at the start-finish line on Mark Truex Jr. and the rest of the field. Blaney's really came out of nowhere in this one. I mean, he's been in the top 5 all day, but he hasn't really contended for laps led in this race until this final stage. He's contended on multiple occasions in this final run so far.
Still there? Clear high, clear high.
He's trying to run down Newman again for ninth place. Getting really loose off turn 2 on the inside of the lap car. Inside of Bubba Wallace. Oh, 3 wide. Schneider loose again, and he almost slips it around a second time. Well, 2 wide didn't work, and he got loose earlier. You had to imagine 3 wide wasn't going to work, and both times he not only keeps it off the wall, but he keeps it off the car, or cars to his outside as well.
Still there?
He's again inside of Wallace off turn 2. I thought he was able to stay in the gas and get around him, despite being a little loose. We are in the final, maybe green flag run to the end of the race. Just 50 laps to go now. We still don't know if we're going to get another caution. How about Blaney indeed?
Still there.
Trying to become the 14th different winner this season. But again, he is in the playoffs and came into this race just barely above the cutoff line, just a couple spots in the points, and 10th and back ahead of Schneider. Schneider was 12. He was the last driver in coming into this race. He drives it deep into turns 3 and 4 to get back around Newman for 9th place again. He's using up quite a bit of his tires. How skating he's been on corner exit especially. Having the wheels off this thing, knowing that this could be the final green flag run to the end of the race, and he's definitely putting this car on its edge. Getting the most out of it that he possibly can.
Got one peeking outside. Clear all around there.
Truex was the guy to beat all day. Then he thought for a little bit it was Kyle Busch. Then back to Truex when Busch DNF'd here in the final stage of the race with about 82 to go. Got in an accident while running in the top 3. And now Blaney, during this final green flag run with less than 50 to go, is taking control. Schneider about 0.3 of a second quicker than the leaders that last lap. We've got about 41 laps of fuel left if it does go green to the end. Again, no, these guys are probably going to have to pit one more time. Schneider might be thinking right side tires only when that pit stop comes, or he saves the tires enough that he can go fuel only.
Still there. You're clear all around there.
Continue to push hard though. He's not saving anything. He needs to close that gap regardless. We don't know if we're going to get another caution. We might end up just pitting under. Sorry, we don't know if we're going to stay green to the end. If we get another caution, they will be pitting under the yellow. He's going to want all the track position he can so he can have a quicker pit stop, especially knowing he does have damage on the right side of his car that needs fixed after that last restart. His own, he's definitely ran a pretty good final stage. He just got beat around just a little bit on that last restart. The two before that, though, he ran really well.
You got room. You're clear.
He's around Stenhouse. And Boston Dillon.
Top 3, use it if you need it.
Oh man, Ross Chastain pulled up in front of him. Schneider got tight when he got to the right rear of Chastain, and he kind of compacted the outside wall off turn 2. Saw the smoke. Almost looked like he blew a tire the way it car jerked up the racetrack.
Alright, you're clear then.
Adding more damage. I don't know if Chastain just slipped or he tried pulling the block. Either way, he didn't hold the bottom like Schneider thought he was going to. I mean, we could pit first. The only reason I don't like that is because you're at a definite risk of losing 2 laps, because it is a very long pit road around this racetrack. Also, to the outside of Joey Gase, so he grazed the wall on 1 and 2, so that didn't matter. Lost time anyway. Again, that corner. From 17 seconds, and now fell back about 18 off the wheel. 40 to go here at Darlington. Only a second behind Eric Jones for 8. Less than 5 seconds behind Buescher for 7. Jones got caught behind Bobby Carter. Schneider slides underneath. Corey LaJoie gets around him off turn 2. And deep on the inside to get around Bobby Carter.
You're all clear up top.
Schneider's been driving a lot deeper than nearly everybody else into these corners, particularly on the inside majority of the time. In turn 3, he's able to drive it in a little bit deeper than turn 1. Compared to the rest of the field, he gets a lot better corner exit options. It seems like a lot of these guys, once he gets later and later into the run, he's managing his tires a lot better. As you've seen him do on every racetrack except for Las Vegas, and not only the Cup Series, but the Xfinity Series, and his 2 career seasons there as well. Before making a jump up the top of the season.
You're all clear up top there.
Back to Mike. And it's how much of a gamble do you want to make for the win in the first race of the round, knowing there are still 2 more races. If you don't win, you're going to want all the points you can get. There's no sacrificing stage points like we saw from the playoff drivers in the second half of the regular season. Unless you get a win in any one of these rounds that you would automatically advance yourself to the next round. That would be the only way you really consider it. To go. You got to remember too, it has been a caution-filled race. We've had 13 total in this one. The 3rd most in a race this season. And outside of on the walls, down the back straightaway. Another reason why you wouldn't want a short pit to take the risk of going a couple laps down. Is nearly a secure top 10 finish. Please keep that incentive. Or sorry, not the incentive bonus. Boy. Caution is out. 34 laps to go. Our 14th of the race now. We kind of expected that we were likely going to get one before the end of the race. No adjustments again on the 99. They don't want to make it too loose. Free pass goes to Matt Kensington's 12th. And we'll restart with about 30 laps to go here in the Southern 500. Will this be the final caution of the race now? Holy. Detroit Tigers are up 14-0 in the football game. Let's go, Juicy. Green flag back in the air at Darlington. Will this be the final restart of the race? Ryan Blaney, not one who wanted to see that caution as well. Restarts from the lead. He's got Truex on his outside. Gets around third push on the restart. Underneath Keselowski now down the back straightaway as well. Oh, a little bit of a jackknife. He sends it 3 wide underneath the rush cars of Newman and Buescher. Moving Newman out of the way and up to 7th. Newman lost a couple spots. Keselowski got around on the outside barely as well. Blaney holds on to lead hard at the 2nd. Truex back to 3rd now. Hamlin on the inside of, I believe, Eric Jones. Just inside the top 5. Oh, Newman almost got to the back bumper of Schneider into 3. Looking for a little payback. Keselowski, huge run off the exit of turn 4 on the high side as well as Kurt Busch.
All right, clear outside.
Keselowski almost made contact with Busch, and Busch almost ended up in the wall and turns 3 and 4. Schneider moves and washes way up the racetrack. Jones and Newman both get around him for position. Schneider back to 11. Outside of the free pass car, that last restart, Matt Kenseth back at 12. Schneider will be last on the lead lap, and Newman holds on to 9th, just ahead of Jones. Ryan Blaney at the front of the field with less than 30 to go, trying to hold on to the finish. We saw what even 10 lap pressure tires did on the restart at the end of stage 2. Helped Schneider win that second stage. So if we get another caution late, you can expect he is likely going to pit. Only 4 laps into this green flag run, but he's back at the lead lap anyway, so he could do it. We're still trying to push this. He needs a top 10, so that way you can keep the momentum speed boost alive. Hopefully carry that into the next race at Richmond. Remember, his last career win came on a last lap pass in the Coke 600 in a crown jewel event. After a late caution that set up a restart with 6 to go. Not harder to pass here at Darlington than what it would be at Charlotte, but there were only about a dozen cars on the lead lap that day as well. Granted, he had about 40 to 45 lap pressure tires too. In this case, if they restart that late, it'd be about 20 lap pressure tires. But this is a more abrasive racetrack on tires than what Charlotte is as well, though. Caution's out with 23 to go. Half a round of wedge coming out on the 99. 10% more tape, and they're going to put 2 pounds of air pressure in the right sides and 1 pound in the left. So major adjustments on the final pit stop of the race today. The only adjustments they've made all day long. Ryan Preece in 13th will get the free pass. Everybody on the lead lap going to stay out except for Schneider. He's only going to have 7 lap pressure tires, but we'll see what that'll do. We'll have 19 to go on the restart, our 15th caution of the race now. He does have to restart, unfortunately, on the outside as well, but we'll see how good of a launch he can get. Green flag back in the air in the Southern 500. These adjustments are the right way to go as well. And on the outside on the restart, tries to let Kenseth go going into the corner. A little bit of contact with him. This car's going to get loose pretty quickly. A little tight first 10 laps of the run. He's trying to help himself out as much as he can. Gets around Kenseth for 11th, 18 to go. 7 lap pressure tires, but we'll see what the adjustment will do. It's not a long green flag run to the end of the race, so we know he might have to use his tires on an extremely long run, though with it being looser, it's going to be harder to run side by side off the exit of the corner. In particular, as he gets around Ryan Newman to the inside of Chris Buescher as well. Blaney still holds off the field in front of Harvick.
Careful, still there.
Truex still up inside the top 4.
Got one peeking outside.
Ryder's going to get around Buescher for 9th.
You're all clear on top there.
Jones trying to get to the inside of Brad Keselowski. Schneider's going to go 3 wide. Somehow never made contact, and actually they were side by side. Jones didn't quite get to the inside of Keselowski, and that's the only reason they probably made the exit of the corner. Slide job into 3 and 4. Schneider passes Keselowski for 7th. He is on a mission in the closing laps on the final restart. 16 to go. Trying to do even more of an unthinkable as a rookie, the only rookie in the playoffs to win the playoff opener and win it, yes, his 3rd crown jewel event of the season. It would be his only 3 career wins in his rookie campaign. Broke 600 on the last lap pass. At the Daytona 500, it was with a lap and a half to go when he made the pass for the win down the back straightaway. Blaney's got about 2 car lengths now on Harvick. Schneider pushes hard, trying to get to the inside of Hamlin. Side drafts him down the back straightaway for 6th. Drives it extremely deep into 3 and 4. Clears Hamlin. Contact with Kurt Busch. He didn't quite clear Busch. And they're still side by side now off turn 4. Busch might have gotten a piece of the wall. It's going to slow them both up quite a bit. Schneider drives it deep into 1 and 2 again. This time the slide up in front of him. Inside the top 5 and closing. Hamlin on the inside of Busch now for 6th as well. Truex is up to 2nd. He just got around Harvick. Maybe the fastest car in the field was trying to run down Blaney late as well. Schneider on 7 lap pressure tires with an adjusted race car. 13 to go. William Byron in front of him. Byron, the only non-playoff driver. In the top 5. Schneider extremely loose off turn 2. That's going to cost him a ton of time. Tries to pull up in front of Hamlin. He got into the side of him. And Hamlin loses a little bit of traction now in 3 and 4. That's the problem with loosening the race car up. It's going to be harder to maybe hold it off the exit of these corners. 12 to go. Still alongside Hamlin. He's not letting Denny get away. And he runs into him again. These two have been going back and forth throughout most of the race with some contact. Hamlin's hit him a couple times. Schneider has obviously leaned on him right there. And Kurt Busch gets to the inside of Hamlin for position as well. Schneider back inside the top 5, and actually the damage wasn't too bad on the race car. 11 to go. He's now 3 seconds off the lead. Last lap comparative to the race leader Ryan Blaney. Schneider was 0.3 of a second quicker. He's still got 3 more cars to pass. Really good corner in 1 and 2. Need another 10. It's extremely deep now into 3 and 4. 0.3 of a second quicker in each of the last 2 laps. We have enough time to get there. Will the car not fade too much for this 19-lap green flag run to the finish, knowing he's loosened it up quite a bit? Will it stay green to the end of the race as well? Will we get another caution? If we do, it could be our 16th of the race. Two seconds off the lead. Lap traffic is going to play a factor as well. The leaders are closing in quickly on the back of the field. 7 to go. Well, these laps are winding down quick for the 12. For the 12. Maybe longer for him than what it would be, say, the 4. with the fresher tires back in 5th place. Great run off turn 2. He looks for 4th on Byron into turn 3. Drives it in extremely deep. Slide job, clear, clean pass. Byron with the crossover. Oh, he got into his left rear. He clipped the the formerly known 99. I don't know how many times I've done that. Note to self, don't change my number with a throwback scheme.
Careful, still there.
Schneider's going to run back into the side of Byron. He put him in the wall off turn 2. Byron moved him out of the way after Schneider passed him clean in the last lap, so he put him in the wall that lap. Schneider is not taking anything here late in this race. Heavy lap traffic in front of the leaders with 5 to go.
5 laps to go.
Schneider with a big run underneath Harvick, trying to trap him behind the lap car of Joey Gason does. Blaney kind of getting away a little bit. Schneider to the outside of Bobby Carter. Oh, contact with Carter! Carter is going to go around! He's in the outside wall. Byron and Harvick are collected, and we get a caution. And that will force an overtime for the 3rd race in the last 5 races. 3 of the last 5 races are going to see an overtime finish or 16th caution of the race. And that is not good for this number 4 team of Schneider, because now he's going to have about 3 less laps to get there. See if anybody else is going to pit. Elliott will get the free pass, only get one of his 2 laps back. There will be 13 cars on the lead lap for the restart. Byron and Harvick have a lot of damage, but they're committed to staying out. Green flag back in the air.
Got one outside now. Here's the line. Got one outside now. You're all clear up top.
Turner didn't have the best launch right there. Blaney had a pretty good launch on Martin Truex Jr.
Careful.
Truex gets a little loose. Schneider trying to look down low. Truex with a block going into turn 3. Schneider wanted the outside, couldn't get it. Had to block Harvick. Truex, maybe the fastest car in the field. Can he get around Blaney, who has the clean air? White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Next flag ends the race. Can Truex get underneath the 12 of Blaney? Schneider charging hard. He's going to go to the outside. Truex will get the run off turn 2. Schneider gets loose. Stays in the gas. 1 more corner to go. Schneider way down low. Slides up the track. Puts Blaney in the wall. Truex fights to the bottom. And the caution will wave as they come off of turn 4. And I believe Martin Truex Jr. by inches was out in front. Desperation move in the final corner, the final lap, wrecks the leader, Ryan Blaney, and I believe Truex split the middle. Never mind, Schneider wins. I could have... Are you kidding me? Oh, I feel guilty about that one. I didn't think we won the race when I did that. Schneider has just won, I believe, the Southern 500. Although I do have to say, it looked like Truex was out in front at the time of the caution. That was very dirty. I do not feel proud of myself at all. Completely took out the 12 on a desperation move to try and advance to the round of 12. And we're going to have to go back to replay to find out who was in front at the time of the caution. Because Truex looked to be out in front. And with me doing the points myself anyway, if he was out in front at the time of the caution, we're going to give him the win. If I didn't wreck Blaney to do it on top of it, I would keep it, but I think Truex was out in front. A controversial finish. Our 17th caution of the race ties a record on the channel. Coming out on the white flag in overtime, nonetheless. We'll take a look. It's going to be tough to tell exactly when the caution waved. We'll try to see if the light maybe turns. Here's the dive bomb move going into 3. He cleared Truex. And, I mean, he was nowhere close to clearing Ryan Blaney. He was all over him, and Blaney got put into the wall and likely spun afterwards. Schneider put himself in the wall. And Truex kind of straightened him out off turn 4, running into him. And it's so tough to tell. I can't believe I did that to my favorite driver of all things. See, you can't really see the caution lights from this angle either. Caution light right there. It's green, it's green, it's green. Still green. There's another caution light way up there. See it flashing. So we need to find out when that caution light up at the front is flashing. When does it go off? Right there. So it's off. It's on right there. So that is the instant of when the caution had waved. And yeah, Truex was out in front. Remember, it's not the scoring loop. It is at the moment of caution at the end of a race. And by the looks of it, even if we go of when the light turned off, saying that that might have been the start of the caution. So there it's on. Now it's off. But the caution light itself wasn't on yet. And even if we look there, it still looks like Truex is out in front. Even if we went like when the light turned off initially, it still looks, I mean, it's so close, but it does look like he is. That is probably the best angle. And it looks like Truex is out in front. If that is the instant of caution, that is really close. But when the light actually turns yellow, he was ahead of us. About a quarter of a car ahead of us. I think we got to give it to Truex. I think the game got it wrong. Oh, jeez. I mean, that'll make up for making that dirty move, too, because if it would have stayed green, I would have felt better about it, but because the caution came out and it literally totaled a few cars, including the guy leading going into the final corner, who happened to be my favorite driver, yeah, it doesn't feel too great. And I think I'll be able to go to sleep tonight finishing second versus winning that way. Especially in the first race of the round. Like, it wasn't like it was a last-ditch effort and we had to win. But I think Truex was out in front. Schneider by a nose. I know the angle of when the light actually like flashed, Truex was well out in front. When it turned off, initially when the green light turned off, it was really tough to tell. Because it's off right there. Still off. I think it might be on right now. Yeah, there it goes off. Yeah, I mean, even when it goes off, he's out in front, guys. I think it's pretty definitive that he's out in front. For like we have two really good angles at it, and both of them he is out in front. I think we got to call Martin Truex Jr. the race winner on this one. And Schneider, for the second straight race, by a nose in both races, is going to finish in second place. Just missing out on what could have been 10 playoff points. Man, if we didn't have that caution, we would have had 3 extra laps to get around those guys, and we didn't have the greatest restart. I mean, it wasn't bad, but Truex got in line in front of us, and we couldn't hang him up there, so then we had to get around both of them on the final lap instead of just Blaney. It would have been a lot easier to just pass him instead of both. So Martin Truex Jr. is going to get his 3rd win of the season, and he will advance into the round of 12 on a caution on the final lap in overtime by just inches out ahead of the 4. The new 4 car that will go back to the 99. It scored us in first, but I don't think we could take that win. We had to do the points ourselves anyway, so I'm going to score us in second place for this one. Truex and Schneider split the stages. Again, Truex with the race win. Schneider second, Harvick third. Blaney ended up finishing 4th. The leading going into the final corner, the final lap. Hamlin 5th. William Byron 6th. Eric Jones 7th. Kurt Busch 8th. Ryan Newman 9th. Chris Buescher rounds out the top 10. Yeah, when I get these points tallied up for the next race, I'll take a screenshot and try to get it up on the screen so that way maybe you guys can have it on the right side of the screen or something throughout the course of the race. So I'll try to figure something out so you guys can have it. Martin Truex Jr. is going to be your guys' race winner. Again, his 3rd win of the season. He will advance. It's not your fault. NASCAR Heat 5 screws up you on period. But we weren't the leader at the time of the. I mean, we had 2 definitive angles that he was out in front. If I would have been out in front, I would have felt guilty, but at least we would have won. But we weren't even out in front with the caution waved. I mean, it's just like if we came across the start-finish line in a photo finish and he was inches out in front of us. but it still scored us as the race winner. Like, it's basically the same way, and that wouldn't be right. I just don't think it would be right. This game has a lot of glitches, and that's why we're doing the points to begin with anyway. Because if it didn't have a lot of glitches, we wouldn't even be doing the points. It would have scored it correctly, would have finished second. And it was a pretty bonehead move. I should have just stayed in third. I mean, I made the pass on Truex cleanly. I just couldn't get around Blaney. So, I mean, even getting around him, I feel bad that Blaney got costed the victory out of that. And he'll have to fight again in these next 2 races. We will keep the streak alive as far as our bonus. We'll get to keep the money, I guess, too. We're just not keeping the advancement through the playoffs. Again, these points are not accurate. Joey Logano did DNF today. Yeah, we are not in victory lane. Keep it or we unsubscribe. What? That's messed up. I'm punishing myself as it is. Don't unsubscribe. That was a dirty move. I do not. Bump and run is one thing, man, but man, we just took him out. I mean, it wasn't like we could take him out and I wouldn't feel as guilty about it if we actually did win, but we didn't even win. Like, we were second. We were second. It was close, but we were second. I wanted to check the replay just in case, because initially it did look like Truex was out in front, but I wanted to check the replay. Martin Truex Jr. ends up in victory lane once again this season. We'll had 191 laps in this race today. Well, we got the upper hand on Truex earlier this season. He got the upper hand back on us on another Crown Jewel event in the Southern 500 this year. Then keep the... It looks pretty split in the chat, too. Between the few of you of who's out in front. There's a lag caution. Well, that's what I mean. Like, when the... I don't know if it was, like, when the light actually, like, flashed yellow. Or if it, like, turns off from green before going to yellow. But either way, he was out in front of us both ways. So it wouldn't have mattered. You need the win. Well, I know I do. Well, we could point our way in still. I just hope we have a better run at Richmond, obviously. Richmond's going to be the tougher of the 2 races, I feel like. How does it feel to be a playoff driver? It feels great, Matty D. I like how all 3 of these guys sent the same tweet. See how close... It was close. Fortunately, we did not win it, but... But still, I mean, 3 straight top 3 finishes for this team is impressive. So that's how it's going to be. Keegan Schneider, you can't win on your own, so you took me out. I don't remember taking out Kyle Busch. Actually, he wrecked on his own. He's salty. And we still apologized. I probably shouldn't have apologized to him, but... Caution light didn't come out fast enough. I thought it was going to be like... I was going to lean on him coming across the finish line. I was really hoping it was going to stay green, but I guess Blaney lost enough control after we basically wrecked him. I think a couple guys like Harvick and those guys stacked up behind him too that helped cause the yellow. So the Federated Auto Parts 400 will be the next race on the channel. The Speedway chassis cleaned up. Still working on getting the suspension up to a 90. Not going to be able to get that by the next race. And we need one more top 10 to get the next incentive bonus. I don't know if we can do it at Richmond. Oh, I mean, you never know. You never know. If Eric Almirola can win at New Hampshire yesterday, maybe we can win at our worst track at Richmond. Who knows? So, yeah, 90, 90, and an 85. When we go to Richmond, not sure when that race is going to be. We're only going to be able to win, like Almirola said, he had his chance. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But, yeah, next race is going to be at Richmond for the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. We are going to have to run NASCAR 05 for the next couple days. Next chance we're going to have at getting this NASCAR Heat 5 career mode in will be on Thursday. That's my next day off. Let me check the weather real quick just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be clear the next few days. So, yeah, it's supposed to be clear like the next 3 days. So NASCAR 05 for sure tomorrow. Whenever I can get home from work, essentially will be the start time. So probably between 8 and 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But Martinsville for the Truck Series on NASCAR 05. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this race. It was a wild one. We just tied the record for the most cautions in a single race on the channel with Talladega back on the, I believe it was the, I can't remember if it was the custom schedule season in NASCAR Heat 5, the first one with the chase for 8, or if it was the regular championship mode schedule like we're running here. But either way, I know it was a Talladega race. We had 17, but we tied that record today. Hopefully we don't come close to that many cautions the rest of the season. That was a sloppy race, especially a sloppy finish, but a close one nonetheless. Overtime once again, 6 times this year, 3 in the last 5 races. These races just continue to ramp up, and I'm sure with the next 2 short tracks coming on display with these final 2 races of the round, it will only heat up more. We got Talladega, the Roval in the next round if we make it as well, so we'll see. Like, share, and subscribe again. I will see you guys tomorrow night on NASCAR 05, Heat 5 Career Mode again. We'll continue on Thursday. Have a good rest of your night, everybody.